So you wanna learn about beer? Stay tuned and never fear. They're the guys for the case, 'cause they'll tell you all about what they taste. We got Mudhole, B&Q, we loves Star Wars and grilling too. And Knox got loves baseball and board games, he's played them all. There's no place I'd rather spend the money nice than here, having a few chuckles and damn good beer.
Our guest knows this already.
Two Beerded Guys.
It is what it is.
You're all right.
What is up? Welcome back, everyone. It is episode I can't remember by now.
What episode are we?
Of the Two Beerded Guys. Just a reminder before we get any farther in, because I know I'll forget, we are not having a show next Monday. No show on Monday. We will post.
65.
It's episode 65. Thank you, Matt.
I was right.
We will post on all the socials just to make sure you know, but no show Monday. But welcome back, because we have a great lineup, because this is the Indie Craft Brew episode. Thank you, Mike Lawton, for the entire lineup. I'm TBG_Ops Guy.
Motorhog B&Q.
Our guest today,
I'm Tony at Tony D.iamond.
we are not holding him hostage.
Yeah, he's there of his own free will.
There's a, what's the, like, this
I
is,
feel
come
like
get
he,
me, come
I
get me
feel like
out
he
of
needs to
here.
be holding up a newspaper from
He's
today.
going to pull on his cue card that he was reading from.
This is the first time I've seen daylight all day.
And behind the camera, the one, the only.
I'll scream Matt.
This is going to be a fun show. Like I said, it is the Indie Craft Brew sponsored show for April. We have 9 brews that are very unique and ranging in very different styles.
Yeah.
And even in the same realms, they're very different. I'm excited to try it. What about you, John?
No, I think I like Indie Craft Brew Night because we get a lot of styles that we don't normally have.
And a lot of beer that I wouldn't necessarily pick up at a liquor store a lot of times if I had to buy it in 4 or 6 packs.
Right.
But because Books and Brews Muncie Bottle Shop does everything where you can buy every single can singles, I love doing this, because if I like this, but maybe I like a beer, but maybe I don't want a 6-pack still, or maybe it's a little more expensive beer and I don't want a 6-pack, I can just go buy a single.
Buy a single.
Love the ability to buy singles. More bottle shops and liquor stores need to be like, you know what? Singles are the fucking way to go. Plus, you can mark them up. Let's be honest. I can sell you a 6-pack for $15.99, or sell each beer for $6.50. Gotta make more money.
Yeah, and it's... I don't think it's that far off to be like, I'm going to pay $5 or $6 for this beer, because if I'm at a bar or a craft brewery anyway, that's what I'm spending.
Exactly. Especially like 16-ounce cans that craft beer typically comes in.
Yeah.
Not always, but typically. But yeah, no, I'm excited for this. Off-screen, Matt, you start us off with most anticipated beer.
Is it, how do you say that? Is it Doogies or Doogs?
Which one are you pointing at?
The two
Yeah,
at the
two
end?
at the end.
Oh, I'd say Dooges.
Alright, we'll go with that. Doogus. Or Doogus. I don't know. But yeah, it's the two versions of the same beer. Yeah.
Dougie.
The smooth and the peaty. Like, I'm
You
curious.
should put that on your Tinder that you know how to do the Dougie. That might help.
I do
Women
not
like to know that you can dance.
I still need to be
Hit
taught how to Dougie.
Hit it!
I was never taught to Dougie. I still
Just
cannot.
YouTube it, you'll know it in 5 minutes. It'll be fun. You'll love it. You'll love it.
I was also going to Dougie. But I'm going to, let's go with the Dougie. Let's go smooth.
Smooth.
Oh, yeah.
Which Dougie are you doing?
Well, you said
Yours
which
smooth.
beer. You told me it's the
Fair,
same
fair,
beer.
fair.
Just one's peaty, one's smooth. So I'm really curious to see the side-by-side of that.
Normally we don't do it in one show, but
Since they're both
when it
from
was
craft
legitimately
brew.
100% the same brewery, same beer, just aged at different... They just flipped the aging process. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you not go with that? My man Tony.
You know, I'm kind of like you. I like the label and what comes out, and this bad boy right here, I'm a sneaker guy. So that, you know, and it's a sour, so, you know, we're getting ready to get to those summer months where, call me lame, I don't have as cool beards as you guys do, but I like the fruity stuff when I'm sitting out on the boat, so go ahead and judge me how you want. That's also not on my Tinder because that could get confusing, but that's what I'm looking forward to is this bad boy right here.
Hey, I
Show it
don't...
on the can.
Honestly, I don't... Oh, they'll make sure and see it. Don't worry.
Planetary shoes.
I don't blame you for liking the sour stuff, especially in the summer months. We've had some lately that have been just phenomenal sours.
It's kind of a hit or miss. I feel like with some of those, like everybody starts mixing different fruits, and you're like, wait a minute, it's just not good.
We've had some that we really like, so if it can live up to some of those, that'd be a good night for us. Honestly, for me, it's gonna have to be the Windmill 2 If by Simcoe. Because I love the 2 If by Citra and the 3 If by Citra. They're two of my very favorite IPAs out in the market over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So if they did even remotely as well as 2 If by Simcoe, it's going to make me happy. Plus, like all IPAs anymore, they went from Citra to Simcoe using the most basic bitch of hops for IPAs anymore. But they do them so well.
They do them well. I have high hopes. High hopes.
So, high hopes. But yeah, so that's our anticipated beers of the day. Matt, take it away. Do you have anything over there?
Yeah, we got Russell on. This is what's going on, guys.
What
How's
up,
it going,
Russ?
sir?
What's up, Russell?
Hope things are well over in the West. And Brett's on. This is what's up, fellas. Super stoked.
Brett, your first beer of the night that you're drinking with us is third. Planetary Shoes is the third one up.
Oh, he's playing along at the home game?
So he has two beers today. He is drinking Planetary Shoes and Dirty Little Freak.
Nice.
I went ahead and split them up a little bit for him this time so he can not have to slam beers all at once.
Yeah.
And Brett has proven to be a true fan by watching both on Facebook and YouTube at the same time.
Yeah, I love my brother.
Do you wish you could clone those type of people?
I do. I really do.
Send them out.
No, we don't pay anybody overseas to do this. What are you talking about?
Now, the only problem with YouTube is the fact that they basically only register stuff if people watch an entire thing.
Yeah.
We have a 2-hour show.
Yeah.
People aren't watching the whole damn thing.
Yeah, we
And
go long.
We don't care about our YouTube things. We're really
We don't
close.
even really
Hey, guys, if you follow us on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram, follow us on Twitch. Somehow we're really close to being able to monetize on there.
We're almost there.
We don't do shit on Twitch besides stream this show, and every once in a while let somebody hijack it for something. And
Hijacking.
we somehow ended up with like almost 50 followers on a platform we don't use.
Yeah.
So if we get to 50, we're going to have to figure out how to use it more often.
That's true, because then they can send us money and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, rather than say we don't use it, let's say we underutilize it.
Yeah.
That's it. Matt's better at this than I am. All right, our first beverage.
Does he have any others or no?
That's what we got right now.
All right.
If you're
people are sitting
watching,
in silence and just are
if
too
you're
afraid to
watching,
speak.
don't forget, comment. We don't know you're in here because of our setup unless you comment. It's not like typical streaming where we can see people as they enter the room. With the XSplit system that we have and streaming on three different things at once, you have to comment for us to know you're here.
And to
we
make fun
like
of Tyler,
talking
that's
to
always a big hit. That definitely gets you read.
Oh, yeah.
Gets you
If you
smile.
want your comment read real fast, make fun of me. Trust me, Matt will make sure it's read.
Really, if you make fun of anybody, but Tyler just seems to be the punching bag, so.
Fucking true.
Somebody's got to be it.
But if you praise Matt, I'm going to puke.
Well, what's funny, though, is they make fun of me, but our guest always makes fun of him. So it's a win-win.
I feel bad. I've already ripped on him like twice, and we haven't even been
Don't
on for
feel
more
bad.
than 5
No, I
minutes.
mean, I got made fun of on the comments, too. I just don't read those.
Oh, of course.
I had a guest actually tell him he didn't matter one time.
That's just simply not true.
You're right. He doesn't count, but he does matter.
I used to, when I was
Depends on
on
who you ask.
the fan with JMV, I used to go and I would search his Twitter handle in the word Tony, and if anybody's ripping on me, I just block and report those. To make sure, like, don't read that one. I don't want you to read that one. So I know how that goes.
That's fantastic. All right, our first beverage is by Kentucky. It's their Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Hard Tea.
Oh, it's bourbon barrel?
This is half and half
Oh.
iced tea and lemonade premium malt beverage. Kentucky Bourbon Barrel product is, as always, brewed by Lexington Brewing Company. This one comes in at 5.2%.
Very lemony smell.
Truth be told, I kind of wanted to pick this, but I didn't realize it was...
You just didn't want to be made fun of when...
Well,
you
no, I
picked
just
it.
love half and half, so I'm like, this is going to be the...
Well, I'm going to be honest. I picked it because if it's good, I'm going to go buy like 10 cases of it and use it for golf this summer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You need about 20 cases.
Like, that's
Let's be real.
That's 100% my plan. Smells
That goes
great.
down really easy. So when you're on the golf course,
Oh, I'm going to get so drunk on the
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
that went down a little too easy, a little too smooth.
I want a little more tea than that. It's great. I want a little more tea than lemonade, but that's still unbelievable.
Oh, my.
I like the tartness, so it's refreshing.
Yeah, that's a very easy drinker there. And at 5%, you can slam them and get a good buzz, but not get just rocked, so that's not a bad...
You've clearly never seen me golf or drink on a golf
Yeah,
course.
when you drink, if it takes you 5 minutes to drink this, you're going to drink a lot.
Yeah, does this make
Touche.
your golf game better or worse? I think I'd get better as the day went on.
So I always get
I'm
better
not very
to
good
a
at golf.
point. like when I'm drinking, it's a bell curve. I start here. As I drink, I go up.
Yeah.
But then I hit the point where as I drink,
you plateaued,
back
now you're going down.
That back nine's always tough.
Oh,
Holes 6 through 9, great. Holes 10 through 18, shit.
Your scorecard's like a scribble. Like, what did you get here? Like, I don't know. I fell off the golf cart as I was writing it. I mean, what for me?
Pretty sure that one's an L. I don't even know. I just gave up.
I think it was supposed to be a 7. I wrote it upside down. I don't know.
Oh, John, Brent's giving you a nice
honey.
comment here. He
I
says,
did smell some honey.
hair looks great. Did you do something different with it?
Yeah, you shaved it.
yeah. Ben,
It's about as smooth as what we just drank, though.
Oh, I like the honey in it. I really do.
Yeah.
I think it gives it just a little bit of sweetness, and it's not that sugary sweetness.
Right, it's not sugar, not syrupy. It's,
Yeah.
No.
You don't want that artificial sweetness, that artificial sugar.
I
taste.
feel like they
That's
used
just-
honey in it.
It does. I did get a honey, especially in the smell, but definitely in the taste.
The back end of the taste.
Definitely.
That's fantastic.
5.2%.
Sugar honey lemonade iced tea?
Sugar honey.
Sugar honey iced tea!
Schlit?
Oh, that sounded worse. That sounds like something very German that sounds just like a naughty part.
So now, for our new guest and any new people watching, we do score all our beers. We range them on the Untappd 0.25 to 5 in quarter increment scale. But we do a little different. 3 is a perfectly average for us.
Okay.
Above 3 is above average. Above 4 is like we're seeking that beer out.
Okay.
For instance, I don't know if it's a 4 score for me, but it's also a beer I am going to go buy, so I'm having troubles figuring out what I'm going to score it just because of situations. But above 4 is seek out. Even if it's a style that you're not a huge fan of, if you're going to seek it out, like, hey, you know what? I'm not a huge sour fan. But when we drink that, if it's phenomenal and I get a hankering for a sour, that's the one. It's going to be above a 4. Above 4.5, you're getting into the... I'm not debating this based on the beer anymore. Now it's really getting into my personal preferences for 4, 7, 5, and 5. Under 3 is below average, but 2 to 3 is still very drinkable. 1
Some
to
sort
2...
of flaw,
yeah,
just not quite right.
1 to 2, we're starting to get... I'd really rather not drink it, but if you give me one for free, sure. Under 1 is...
Ice House?
Under 1 is you could give me this for free, and I'm going to look at you and be like, pour that fucker out and give me a water.
Note, he did not stay Seal Reserve.
Still Reserve's the shit, man.
Yeah, God
Don't
damn
you...
it.
Don't you badmouth Steel
I
Reserve.
said he didn't say Seal Reserve.
Is that available at like every Walgreens everywhere now?
It's available everywhere.
With a whole bunch of flavors.
Yes.
But, yeah, that's how we score things. It's based on the average of our 3 scores. Matt's score does not count, but we do try to remember to ask him. Sometimes.
And
Okay.
we have literally had everything from a 0.25 to a 5.
Yep, we've had 5 5s now, I believe.
Like that.
I need to-
2.25s?
I'm 2 months behind. I gotta update our Untappd. But I think we've had 2.25s, 2.5s, and then 5 5s, I believe, are the 2 ends
Fair.
of that. But yeah, John, you get to go first.
I really enjoyed this. Easy drinking. If I'm going to buy a beer that I'm just like, I just want something I can crush and I'm going to enjoy, it's not going to be too heavy, I am going to search this out and buy this beer for that. So I'm going to go for.
Gonna go 4?
Are you like big punning this can? Like, not a player, I just crush a lot?
Jesus.
You've been waiting for that one, haven't you?
No, actually,
That's been locked in the chamber.
I feel like,
For 65 episodes, he's
Yeah.
had that one.
Just might be having a good day today. Like,
Tony, what about you?
I got good sleep.
As far as seeking it out, I think I would only seek this out if it was, hey, I'm going to the lake this weekend or I am going to golf. With that being said, it was very smooth, very drinkable, good taste. So I'm going to go 3.75.
I'm having troubles because it's not a beverage I will ever seek out for anything other than on the boat or on the course.
Yeah.
But I do both of those things a lot. So I'm going to give it a 4 because
you're gonna buy it a
my
lot.
summer
Yeah.
is baseball, golfing, and boating. I can't drink while I coach, so I'm going to have it for either after the games or the other 2 things. So I'm going to give it a 4 as well, so that does average out to a 4. Matt, not that you count, but what would your score have been?
I love Arnold Palmer's. Like, I more even prefer the John Daly's where it's a half and half and half.
Yep.
Just get the half vodka with the other 2 halves. And this is pre-made, so I don't have to worry about trying to cock that up. And this is something I would drink a lot of, and I'm sure I'm going to buy a whole bunch of it, drink a whole bunch of it in one day, wake up with killer heartburn the next day, and never drink it again. But in the meanwhile, it's going to be a 4.
Perfect.
Attaboy, so Tony's the only one wrong.
Yeah, but hey. At least you got that one out of the way, right?
Matt, why don't you go ahead and rinse this? Just because we have a lager coming up next.
And Brett says I am with OFC tonight. I drink but don't count. He probably meant
OSM?
I'm guessing there might have been a typo there. Maybe he started drinking already.
Brett, how many did you have before?
I mean, you don't have to save the 2 to time those out, right? I mean, you could have like.
No, I think he's drinking his sour IPA from 450 tonight as well. Yeah. He sent me a picture, or put a picture on social, I think, that he was going to have that one as well tonight. So
Gotcha.
We decided not to do that one for the show. We enjoyed that ourselves.
That was good.
But for those of you that have not had the Pearl, it is, as of last week, still available at Books and Brews. Muncie at the Bottle Shop. It's a 450 North Sour IPA. It's from the SpongeBob series they did. It was fantastic. It reminded me of a slightly different citrine and topaz.
That's been my favorite.
A little more pineapple in the Pearl. But instead of the citrus orange that was the citrine and topaz, the Pearl reminded me of pineapple, and it was still fucking fantastic. So,
Thank you, sir.
None of us, well, at least
I don't get respect like that on the show.
the 3 normal people on the show aren't huge 450 fans. I don't know what Tony's opinion of them is, but man, their sour IPAs have been on point the last few times.
Oh, we got Chris Knight on. What's up, pal?
So Chris!
He asked if any of us fuckers are coming to Lord of the Hops.
We are not, because unfortunately, and I had to say this on camera anyways, May 1st, don't forget, Savor Lebanon. We have a booth there. The Two Beerded Guys are working with Indiana on Tap for 4 of their 6, possibly 5 of their 6 events this year, where we will have a table. We'll be interviewing people, talking to people. So
We finally made it!
yeah. So if you have a
The whole reason we
chance,
started the show, get tickets to go to things.
How many like samples, how drunk into the day do you want to interview these people? Because at the beginning,
all of the above.
yeah, you just,
Yeah.
I would just go like, hey, how long you been here? 3 hours? Cool. Sit your ass down. Let's talk.
Oh,
Yes.
the plan is all of the
100%.
above.
Yeah.
We're gonna probably talk to some of the brewers early because we have to be there when they have to be there.
Yes.
So we'll
No,
talk.
we get to be there.
Yeah, we'll talk to the breweries about that, like during that time a little
Yeah.
more when they're not slammed, and then we'll do some remote stuff at their booth, and then we'll get people to come talk to us. Especially the drunker, the more fun it will be.
That's going to be a blast.
Now, you talking about the people walking by or us?
All of the
Oh,
above.
Because I definitely plan on being as drunk as I can possibly be there.
Oh, this should be fun.
You can't go to Beer Fest.
You got to
but-
stay off screen, though.
Ah, oh, well.
Yeah.
That's your whole persona.
I'll
Hey,
I'll
no,
definitely
just
try.
make you wear a mask the whole
I'm
time.
asked the whole time.
You can only pull it down to drink. Oh, no, we'll cut a hole in it with a straw.
Let's get you the mask from Scream, and then you can just we'll put a straw and you'll be good to go. You can wear that around there. It'll be great.
Oh, no! Since Chris, oh yeah, you forgot that was the same day, so that means that Windmill won't be there, because he's booked at
Yep.
the... Oh.
Yep, unfortunately, it got booked for the same day.
I am
and
gonna flip this table.
was very disappointing. We've known that for a while.
Yeah.
How long does I need to be there, Brett asked?
We have to be set up by 1:30, so we have to be there at 1:30.
Oh, my God.
I'm not wrong.
I'll be there early with you, John.
All right, thank you.
I mean, I will be
We're
too,
going to load up the
but
truck. And... This is going to be my first beer fest, working beer fest,
not pouring beer.
not pouring beer. It's going to be a little weird being on the same side but different side.
Although technically, Indiana on Tap roped me into pouring some beer last time,
Didn't
so
have to pour beer. But I don't have to set up jockey boxes or anything.
God, that's nice.
Put a bunch of pony kegs and ice and...
I will say this: the best thing ever was I make fun of them a little bit, but when we worked for Rad, getting to drive the flat 12 truck,
the van.
just parking the van, setting out the tray and the awning, and just going,
Go. So nice.
no jockey box, beer's cold,
I was one of those vans that had the taps on the outside or something.
fuck
Yep.
yes, and
Oh,
it
that's
was
cool.
fantastic.
We'll get one of those one day.
For the beers that we
Two Beerded Guys, baby.
have
Bearded
just
Guys.
one keg worth of at a time.
Alright, so our next beer is Against the Grain. We had them actually last month as well, same brewery.
Brown
But this
nose.
one is A Beer. Super American Premium Lager. I 100% picked it for the can art, which I think is fantastic.
Yep.
And the fact the name was a beer. Super American Premium Lager.
Or is it a beer?
A beer.
They do here.
A beer. A beer. If it's good, when it's time for a beer, you deserve the best. You deserve a super premium winner every time. You deserve a beer. A beer is cold, refreshing lager, and number one at being the best. So whether you're ready to crack one or crush one, make sure it's a beer. It's great. 4.5%.
Please tell me there's like America after that, like
that's
America.
all over all of it. USA, Glory, number one.
No,
best.
I feel like they need to type America like after that description.
You mean America?
Yeah.
If you've ever seen the movie Hot Rod, I feel like this would be the official beer of that movie.
Absolutely.
That would be.
It does look like him.
Yes.
I'm gonna give this a little smaller swirl here.
Not jump the pool, isn't that what he tries to do? Oh.
It's not as malty.
Not nearly as malty, and almost a little bit of hop finish to it.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any biscuity from like some lagers.
They get some biscuit.
Very little malt sweetness.
But you're right, a hint of hoppiness without being overly bitter or anything.
Yeah, it's just like a hint of hop. It's clean.
Yeah.
Super clean, light. Goes down easy.
Very carbonated.
Very.
Nice.
A little bit astringent at the end.
Yeah, got a little bit of a drying mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Bunny,
Huh.
I hope you're watching.
Mouthfeel.
Mouthfeel. One of our regular watchers. She drinks every time we say mouthfeel. So, and then he drinks every time John says viscuous. Even though the word's viscous, but that's
I'm not sure if we got clarification if only John could say viscuous or if any of us
Well,
can
you
say
and him are the
viscuous.
only ones that will. So,
Bunny said anyone
Yeah, I'm
says
not saying it, don't worry.
Bunny will drink when anyone says mouthfeel.
she just likes the mouthfeel.
Right on cue.
Love you, Bunny.
He's getting better at it.
I missed them at. I went to Viking Fest over the weekend. In,
They were there?
Whitestown. Yeah, they were there. Like they said that they were there from like 1 to 4 Saturday, and I got there like shortly after 4. I was like, I just missed seeing them at Viking Fest. That'd been probably the highlight of Viking Fest because it was a very modest festival.
Bunny wasn't modest.
I was going to say, modest is not the word you're looking for.
I mean, in terms of scale of the festival,
okay.
I was anticipating it maybe being a little more encompassing than it was.
Bunny was more a buxom winch.
Yeah.
No, that I presume that was the case. Yeah,
The picture her and Carrie posted, yeah, there wasn't much modest to Bunny on that.
No.
And Bunny says Carrie's getting beer now.
Okay, catch
Oh
up.
no, it says he better start pouring. I just imagine having a dry erase board. 1, 2, 3, mouthfeel.
As he throws a few more in. What an ass.
And Chris is asking, when is the 2 of Simcoe getting opened? He's watching while cooking.
Fair. So it
it's
will
a half turkey
actually
breast.
be the very last beer of hour number 1. We will finish up. We have 3 more beers after this one, and then we'll stop hour 1. So we'll go ahead and finish up the IPAs before we move into the multi today.
Yeah.
Just because we have 9 beers, might as well get all of them but the multi out of the way first. And 2 of by Simcoe will finish us up.
I was a little happy, Seth, when I saw the picture today that you posted. I was like, that looks like more than... I'm like, that's 9! Some bitch! I'm like, well, I guess the last 3 weeks we've done 9 anyways, so...
Well, I really want to do Marion tonight, so... That could be a surprise ender. We'll see how fast hour 2 goes.
Ah.
But yeah, so we
Some
got
of
to
us work
score.
tomorrow, John!
Yeah,
All
I
of us
know.
work
I
tomorrow.
do.
Oh, I forgot Tyler's back on the boat now.
Yeah. And I'm on the road tomorrow.
Wait, is it the wagon? Is that what I say? He's on the wagon?
No.
He's off. Yeah.
Anyway, so we got a score. Tony, you were first this time.
I really like it. I thought it was, like you said, very clean, not a bad finish to it. I think that can would grab your attention. That's certainly something that would grab my attention. But is it going to grab my attention in a cooler or if it's sitting next to a like the register, so to speak? So for me, I know I did the same one earlier, but I'm going to go another 3.75. I'm not exactly going to scope this out, but if I happen to see it, now that I've tried it, I would pick that over a lot of other lagers, whether it was independent craft breweries or mainstream, like I say, but I'll give it 3.75.
It's not a bad score.
Yes.
One thing, and we try not to compare it to previous beers on the show.
Okay.
Unfortunately for this beer, though, we've had 2 weeks in a row of very good lagers to start off. So it's kind of one of those where I'm having trouble separating that in my head. I'd like my lager to have a little more malty sweetness to it than this one did. I like the cleanness. Goes down easy, very effervescent with a little stranded C at the end, but I want a little more sweetness from the malts. So for me, it's only a 3.25. Still above average, still good. I recommend it, but not quite anything higher than that for me.
God damn it! You stole every freaking thing I was gonna say. So
Glad I'm the smart one.
it's.
Does that make you the good looking one, John?
No, he's neither.
So, great beer, clean tasting. I think that it's extremely well made. Just for me, it's more personal preference wise. I do like it a little bit more malty. Although I do appreciate that little bit of hop in there. It's done very, very well. I think sometimes when you do a lager, you can, and you want to get a little cute with it, like an IPL. They go a little overboard with the hops. So I am going to go 3 1/4. I think it's a great, well-made beer, but not quite my personal preferences.
So that will be a 3.5 average.
You just accuse that beer of trying to get a little cute.
A little cute.
Solid beer. I don't blame Tony for his score at all. I normally would make fun of people for being different than us, but I absolutely agree with that possibility. It just didn't hit the right buttons for me to get it.
It was one you could drink all day and probably not have any problems. Like you said, smooth, clean. But I do think that the can makes it stand out a little bit more. It's going to make people
Gives it that viability.
Yeah, exactly. It makes people want to. They see that compared to just maybe a quote unquote generic or not very well done can, which does happen.
Oh yeah. What are you typing over there?
I was just dropping
Tinder
an
profile.
email. Yeah, well, I'm working on my Tinder profile. Don't worry about me, man.
Drafting an email.
Please, God, swipe right. My mom's asking a lot of questions. Just come to Christmas with me.
No, I've powered through so long of being single that like my mom just gave up, and now all the people that like got married are getting divorced. So now I look like, hey, you know what? I played the long game, Mom. I'm saving all that money.
He's now going to marry his friend's divorces.
So a friend in need's a friend indeed. Right?
All the ex-wives are. Matt's just like, ladies.
You're like, yeah, I pretty much know you, and it's like we've been on dates, except I just been the third wheel to these dates, so I know how you operate. So this would be a smooth transition.
So, John, if you and Steph ever split, we know what Matt's doing.
Oh, man.
You know what? If we ever split, I'm going to tell Steph, hey, just go see Matt.
He's
Your dad will love him.
He's Karl Malone.
Actually,
he's
his
the
dad
rebounder.
would love Matt. Yeah,
If I had half the game with women that I have with dogs or parents, I would just be knee deep in it. But no, I can't. I just
Dogs or parents? That worries me.
no. Animals love me. Parents are like, dude, this guy's awesome. Like, yeah, I know. Tell your
Because
daughter
you're from the 50s.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Maybe that's why I resonate with the older crowd so much. Maybe I should just like start swinging for some, G MILFs or something and just.
So on that Tinder profile, you need to put "I love MCL cafeteria." Big fan of Murder She Wrote.
Make your age limit the 55 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I always said like my dream job would be a trophy husband. So why
If
don't
you
I
have
just
a pension,
fast forward to
please
the
let me
shorter
know.
game on
If
that,
you
right?
have a pension, please let me know. That's amazing.
You have to use words like supper and I go to bed before 9.
I'm not far off on that.
Yeah, so.
It's breakfast, supper, and dinner.
Oh, I can't concede to that. No,
Tell them
Ask
you
if they
put
wanna-
pepper on your cottage cheese. They'll enjoy that.
Tyler does that.
I mean, I do.
But you just want
You're an old soul.
you want to watch TV on the Davenport.
Yeah.
I do love the word Davenport. Do not besmirch the Davenport.
Listen, I love the name too. So
So our next. I still don't know what he's fucking typing.
Shout out to all the Pams and Tammys out there.
Seriously, what
At least
are you
not Tammy
typing?
Lynn, like, because then she's probably a little. What?
Frisky?
What are you typing?
Don't worry about me, man. You do you.
Did you make a poll?
Oh, I should probably work on doing that. Oh shit, I fucked that up. Try that again.
All right, so our next beer is Planetary Shoes smoothie style sour ale with pineapple, mango, lime, and milk sugar at 4.5%.
smells sweet.
From Wild Mind Ales.
And where's that out of?
Wild Mind. Somewhere, I'm sure it does. I think it legally has to, doesn't it?
Wow, that sounds like white.
Wanakee, Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Wisconsin.
Wisconsin has some very interesting city names.
Evidently, they were afraid to say where it was from because that was the smallest print on the entire fucking can.
available at all the. Have you
It's
been
not
to
Flint. You don't have to be scared of it.
There's all the grocery stores. I think they're called Woodman's in Wisconsin. It's like buy a 24 pack of Busch Light or some random beer, get 3 bags of Cheetos for free. And I'm like, this is my type of place. I'm stopping here in the Mars Cheesecake Factory, and I'm gone.
I love it. Yeah.
All right, this is a lot of weird here. The smell is
Yes, the smell
is very off-putting, and when
Yes.
once you put it in your mouth, then you're like, "Whoo!"
You still talking
heard
about
what you
Pam?
If only, sweet elderly Pam.
Well, my grandkids will be here in the morning, so.
That's very drying, very tart.
What I have to play the "Guess Who Came Over for Breakfast" card.
With a weird sweetness to start and a very off-putting smell.
Yeah, it's like smells terrible. Then you take the first drink, you're like sugar, and then it's like oh tart. It's like a really funky sour Sunny D.
He's not wrong.
It's like
Pretty
Tang.
accurate.
It's like Tang right
It's
now.
a kick
If
in the glass.
This
Tang
isn't Sunny D. This is like the Aldi version.
if Tang and Sunny D got
Shady
together
D.
And
booked,
booked.
and had a baby, and then there was a little bit of alcohol in it, that would be this. If it smelled like ass.
It's the Aldi brand. Sunny D. Don't besmirch Aldi.
I love Aldi.
I love
first
Aldi.
of all,
Aldi
I'm a big
wine,
Aldi
baby.
guy.
Aldi wine.
Winking out.
$2 to $5. Let's
Can
go.
we just say that was the second besmirch of the show, now making a third? Like, is that going to be like the word of the day, like on Pee Wee's Playhouse? Ah!
Why is the camera not pointed that way sometimes?
I misses out on such good stuff.
Because I'm off screen.
You need
The whole show should be what's off
to
screen.
hang one right here, right over the top.
We actually
I've
usually
been
have a
trying
void
to
cam
get.
right
I've
up
been
there.
trying to get John to hang a voyeur cam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And we can use it for the show, too, you know.
Only on Mondays, though.
Well, the rest of the time's for me and John.
Why are we out of
Work
film
life.
on this thing? So the smell definitely.
Oh, Brett has this one, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh yeah, did he comment?
He's like, wow, a lot going on in my mouth. Some
Yeah.
not pleasurable.
The smell first and foremost.
Story of your wife's life.
Kind of thrown me off. And I feel like you have to drink this quickly because the warmer it gets,
The less I like it.
yeah.
I went ahead and took a big gulp to finish it on that one.
Oh, big gulp's a bad idea.
It ended it. It's not the worst thing I've ever had.
It's
by
not
any
terrible. It's
stretch.
just
No.
It's just unpleasant.
I wouldn't even say that it's not like a margin of bad. It's just
It's unpleasant. It attacks your taste buds so much.
I like to
does.
pair with what I drink, like where I would be drinking at, like we kind of did with the first one. You know, I don't know where I would drink this.
I mean to piggyback
Hell?
off of Tony D.iamond Dallas Page.
Tammy's house, maybe.
This is like
No,
you know,
that's Tammy Lynn's house.
yeah.
This is
That's the
Flavor's
off-brand Sunny D.
Martinsville.
trying to suplex my tongue.
If you're a viewer from Martinsville, we love you.
Hey, shout out to Martin Stuckey.
I was trying to say this thing's much like Tony D.iamond Dallas Page trying to suplex and then diamond cut my tongue, but
Yeah, DDP is a great wrestler. Wasn't one of my favorites, but
Oh.
shout out to the WCW back in when I was growing up. In the
is he besmirching D.iamond Dallas Page? One of the greatest
I
wrestlers.
I was a Goldberg kind of guy for WCW.
Goldberg.
Oh, you would be.
Oh,
Not Gold
my
Dust.
God. I just met
Not
you
Gold
now.
Dust. Goldberg.
Now I know. I don't care. Now I know everything I need to know about you.
Hey,
Uh,
I kind of like Goldberg too.
yeah,
Hey, Goldberg was
he
fine.
was the man. Okay, don't sit over there. Okay, and act like you didn't enjoy watching him spear other men in tights. Come on,
Raising down.
while wearing a speedo.
while wearing a speedo.
yeah, I mean, he's never said anything, and his matches are always like under 30 seconds. You're like, man, this is.
Because he just laid people the fuck
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, you got to build up the excitement, you know, draw out the drama, flare up the pageantry.
No, that was the
like-
rest of the show. Everybody
Yeah.
else's job.
That's why he was the last guy to wrestle every night because they were like, all right, TNT, we got 10 more minutes.
Send Goldberg
We got-
out in
we-
the show.
We got 9 minutes of commercial, so who can come out and send Farouk out and send Goldberg out? Goldberg will end them in 50 seconds, and we can go to break.
Good.
Brett was a Goldberg guy!
Who wasn't? Okay.
Right. That guy.
Goldberg was awesome. You're telling me to get jacked up
I
when his
still
music
want
came
that.
out and he came out and, like, the sparks were flying?
It's been years since I watched wrestling, and still, when he fought Lesnar last, I went and watched that.
Makes sense.
I go down these YouTube rabbit holes where...
They're
call
called
them
John
John
Holes.
John holes. Okay.
Yeah, be careful how deep you go down a John Hole. You might find some things you don't like.
Yeah.
Or you might.
I think it might smell like this.
You might discover things about yourself you didn't already know. Like,
Yeah. But next thing you know, I'm watching, like, the Royal Rumble from like '94. I'm like, oh shit, it's 3 a.m. It's probably go to bed.
Those are great nights. I've done that.
Yeah, probably.
Shout out Chris Ream if he's watching.
Yeah, that sounds
All right, so we got to rate this bad boy.
Oh yeah, damn.
Forgot about that.
I love this
I
because
was hoping to forget.
normally Matt's got to bring us back on track.
I haven't pulled it.
But he's worked with JMV before.
Yeah.
And so he knows how to.
I know about bringing it back in. So my Tinder says, no, I'm kidding.
Where's that? Should they move?
There we go.
I don't know. I think the Kelly laugh would have been funny there too.
Yeah.
But anyway, one of our guests literally laughing on the show when we broke her.
That was the brown note.
It was the brown note. She couldn't. We had so many poop jokes that she just couldn't handle it.
She tried to be aloft and above the fray.
So it is my turn to go first.
Yeah, you go first.
Yay!
You set the standard here.
Like I said, it's not awful. It's just unpleasant and attacks your senses in every way, shape, and form. And therefore, I'm going to give it a 1.5.
Right.
I don't think it's impossible to drink, but it's just, I think it's not balanced at all. They just threw shit together and hoped it worked instead of putting stuff together in a way that would work.
All right. So you guys are going to hate me. I might be having a.
Are you having a bad tongue day?
I might be.
Oh, God damn it.
I didn't mind it. I was going to go 2.5 on it.
Oh, you're wrong.
I
Where's Matt when I need him?
I accept the fact that I might be wrong on this one.
Clearly wrong.
I accept the fact I might be wrong, but I didn't mind it.
The sneakers on a can, I don't mind. But like, if you're walking and you see this, I don't know what this is. Is this a seltzer? Is this whatever?
Shit.
The smell really lost some points for me, and I will probably not quite meet you guys in the middle, but I'm at a 1.75 on that.
That's closer.
It was drinkable. It really was.
That's why it's above a 1. We're not dumping it out.
The smell, if somebody bought this for me, I'd finish it, but I don't think that I would seek that bad boy out. So
that ends up a 2 average for the Two Beerded Guys.
That was well said.
For those of you guys that follow us on our social medias, make sure you're following all of them. So follow everything. It helps us out. Everything's a little different that we post on all of them too. Yeah. If you're from the Indy area, definitely follow our Facebook page if you're from Indiana, because we throw a lot of local business stuff on there, as well as our Instagram stories. So we try to help out local breweries or just local businesses in general a lot of times on if just cool shit's happening on our Facebook.
Well, let me ask you guys this, since you guys are the experts. What are your favorite breweries around town or around central Indiana?
So we're actually we have very differing of opinions on a lot of that.
Okay.
For me, my very favorite is Scarlet Lane. Okay. I love the atmosphere and I love a lot of their beers. I admit that some of them I am a fanboy a little bit, so there's some of them that I like probably aren't as high rated as I think they are.
Yeah.
But overall, my very favorite beer to come out of Indiana is Eric Bloodaxe, which just came out again recently. And it is a Braga style IPA, and I love it. But it's my number 1. Windmill is probably my number 2 now in Indiana. And then 3 is probably forever going to be Zwanzig's. I love their beer. Mm-hmm. I love everything they do.
Yeah, no, it's a really tough question. We've had a lot of great beers. I have some special ties to a place like Sun King. Not because their beers are good. They're kind of mass market, which is fine. But I just know their small batch stuff is good, and I just know, being on the other side, how much they do for the local industry.
Yep.
And how much they help everybody out. So really, really just appreciate them and the things that they do.
I mean, I frequent the hell out of them, but they just don't make my top 3.
Yeah. Windmill has been, Chris Knight can attest. That Schwartz beer, I am so sad it's gone.
I want more already.
Too. So, great stuff coming out of Windmill. There's a lot of good ones. I don't know.
Matt, what about you? Give us a couple.
Definitely Windmill. I found them when they were at the beer fest. They didn't have a sign.
Matt was the first one of the 3 of us to have it.
I was the one that kind of introduced you knuckleheads to them. I've hardly had anything there I didn't really like.
There's only been a couple that we were just kind of like, meh. On.
Yeah, they just do quality, good stuff. Michiana Beer Reviews is on, so what's up, guys? I say Windmill.
Sad!
He's even like, Windmill! I have really kind of grown into liking 18th Street. I know, Tyler, it's not your favorite one.
Not a chance in hell.
But their stout game is pretty solid, and especially the location that we have here in Indy. Downtown's a cool spot in the middle of the hood.
I'll go drink
some killer ramen.
I'll go drink Rad before I go to 18th Street.
Wow, dude. Like, you tried that one that I brought. You're like, damn, this is good.
No,
like,
and I always admit it. When an 18th Street comes in that's good, I will admit it on the show. I haven't had to do that very often.
are we counting, like, the Indy area of this, or is it strictly Indiana? Or...
No, Indiana. I mean, I went to Columbus and Windmills and Dyer.
Okay.
Hoplore has become one of my favorites, especially for dark beers. Love their stouts.
I gotta pull some Ohio pride and probably go Listerman. Like, every time I go there, it's almost no beers
Indiana?
under 8%. And
Okay.
Are you from Ohio?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to go outside the state of Indiana, Revolution immediately jumps to the top of all of our lists.
Oh, yeah. Well, true that, yeah.
But
Fair
Indiana...
enough. Well, as I said, Indiana or...
If I jump up into South Bend area, I love Evil Check. I love Yakta. Those are good as well.
Michiana's saying Primeval. Strong recommendation from them.
Primeval
Solid?
if I'm going out locally, that's where I'm going to go. They're just 5
I
minutes
like
up
the
the road.
people and I like the place.
Yeah.
I'll say I went to Moontown this weekend after I went to the Viking Fest in Whitestown?
Yeah.
And that's a really cool place. Like,
It is a cool place.
the beers there, I didn't have any that was like knocking out of the park, but none of them were bad. Like, they were all at least solid, and it was just a neat place. And we got to talk to the bartender that gave us the whole story on how it got opened. Like, one tree provided all the wood for all the tables in the bar and everything in there, so it must have been a giant ass tree. It was just a really
Giant ass tree.
yeah, they're very rare, the ass trees. But they had a lot of wood, hence the name Giant Ass Tree. But yeah, it's just a really, really cool place. If you're in the area, I'd recommend at least stopping through there, and they, I think, have some food that look like it's got to be pretty good too. So
Tony, you asked the question. Now you get to answer it. What are yours?
You know, Switchyard comes to mind out of Bloomington. They're friends of mine. I see how hard they work behind the scenes and what they've had to go through, as most breweries have over the last year. But I'm interested in, Windmill. I haven't tried that. I'm going to check it out. Dyer is in...
Backstep. Sorry.
That's
I
all right.
forgot one. Go ahead.
Dyer's in the backyard of where I grew up in Portage, Northwest Indiana, so big fan of that. I do love Metazoa here. When I worked with Zinc, I loved working with them. And you mentioned breweries that give back to the community. And I have some friends that work in there as well, so... those are just a couple. But yeah, I always like to hear guys that live and breathe it more to take that recommendation, because I don't have to waste my time going to somewhere that might suck because you guys tell me this place is good, this place is bad. So
I mean,
leave it to the experts.
There's not been a lot that I say avoid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Deviate, I think, is overhyped. They do make some really good beers. We've had some
really
good Deviate beers on the show.
Yeah, really good.
But I think they're overhyped. I think Daredevil's the same way. I think they have really good beer. Mm-hmm. But it's not at the level people try to say it is, in my opinion.
Taxman, always going to be an area favorite.
If you like Belgians, you can't beat Taxman.
They're really good at what they do, just they don't do a whole lot of beers that appeal to me style-wise.
Yeah, they don't break their lane as often.
So-
Brett, I believe, rated that last
Yeah, I was
beer.
going to say, I got a few comments to catch up if I can steal this a minute. So Brett said, first of all, to reread the name, he said Gildberg instead of Goldberg. I totally missed that.
Is it the fake guy that used to get his ass kicked all the time?
It's probably who Goldberg kicked his ass was Gildberg. He said he did get inspired from Goldberg to go spear his best friend in the front yard drunk. He didn't say how long ago. That could have been last week or that could have been years ago. I'm not sure.
He didn't have friends anymore. So
No, it might have been a while ago. Might have been when Goldberg was still relevant. He says he gives that beer a 2.5, so it's not too far off where you guys are at.
that's exactly what John said.
And
which
yeah, he
means
says he's with John.
that's
If
not
you-
a good crowd to be in.
He said if you drink it straight cold from the can, he could see it. John likes it in the can. And
Evidently.
Brett says when it's cold. Also, Russell says, time for Tyler's favorite part of the show.
Fuck
Yes.
this part of the show. How did this become a fucking thing?
Because that's why. Liz says hi to her hot, steamy Kirscher, a.k.a. Mongolian meat pie. Khushur. Can we get some more pronounceable
I'm
words?
fairly certain now they're purposely picking
yeah.
shit that makes
Yeah.
Matt have trouble.
We
Yeah.
had this discussion.
Yeah.
Russell, I thought you were on Team OSM. What's up with these funky words, man? Like,
Mongolian meat pie. Because
He may run your Instagram, but that doesn't mean he's on your side.
Liz is on my side, and she's just speaking from the heart.
Liz, I even switched to start calling you by your actual name, and you still are not nice to me. I'm
Liz,
just
can
saying.
you write his Tinder profile for him?
it's just gonna be a whole bunch of meats. That's not gonna help me.
Well,
Unless I'm on Grindr, then that might help me.
That's not my business, man.
I told you that is more your market.
It definitely is.
Our next beer is by Orpheus Brewing out of, I believe, Atlanta, Georgia. This is Revolution Donuts and Coffee. It's the company they worked with on this.
Yeah,
The Donut Revolution, berries and cream milkshake style IPA. The Donut Revolution is a series of beers inspired by the glorious pastries concocted by our friends at Revolution Donuts. The berries and cream donut is a yeast risen donut with mixed berry glaze and creamy filling. Our berries and cream milkshake IPA builds on creamy lactose with a blast of incognito mosaic hops, plus loads of blackberries, strawberries, and blueberries before a final dry hop round of mosaic.
Well, cheers to Creamy Loaf.
Yeah, I was waiting for Tyler. I can
So before I try this, when we were talking about this like pre-show, to me this is either going to be very, very low on the scale or very, very high. I don't think there's going to be much of a middle ground for me. The smell didn't really give me anything. So
Russell's saying that
If you give it the Smo Money swirl, you get a little bit of it.
Russell's saying that worked great for my OnlyFans account. So
Yes, the Oscar Man OnlyFans.
man,
It's not bad.
No, I don't like it.
great.
I need more.
Yeah, that's the big
need
thing
more.
is I think it needs more of the fruit, especially. I'm getting a lot of lactose, not as much of the hops and fruit.
I'm getting a lot of that berry seed bitterness.
Bitterish, but I'm not getting a whole it's not like tart.
It's
Bitter is-
very drinkable just because there's not a lot there.
Yeah.
Um,
What's the ABV? 7.2?
7.2.
Well, I was a little surprised by that.
That's a lot heavier than I expected on that one.
Yeah.
We're getting more into Matt territory of drinks he enjoys. Matt's an ABV whore.
Okay.
I am that. Gotta get it somewhere.
Knight, if you're still listening, the next beer up, the last beer of hour one, is your 2 If by Citra Simcoe.
And Brett says, Two Beerded Guys, OnlyFans? Only social media you're missing.
No,
Boys.
it's off-screen Matt OnlyFans. I haven't created the TBG underscore off
Really, really pretty awesome how he has.
He did mention getting the voyeur cam earlier, so, things are in the works. You just got a bunch
He's got
of
the
stuff.
whole off-screen thing going on the OnlyFans. It's kind of weird how it works, but it does.
Wore that match from Scream.
Hey, man, whatever gets the tips. Just the tips.
It's more than you're getting now. Is that tears or laughter?
Yeah, I just this makes me
Both.
want a little bit more. I think if I'm gonna do something at 7.2, I want to feel it. I want to, it to go down thick.
Thick.
I knew as soon as I said that.
Hold on. Wrong
Is
button.
the thick on
no.
there? Do you have the thick button?
Oh, shit, we do have a...
This one's not.
That's the newer
Yeah.
one.
Wrong button. God, he's bad at that.
It's watery. There's not much fruit flavor in there.
Very lactosey.
I'm not a fan.
Not a pleasant mouthfeel.
No.
Leaves like a little bit of a coating on your tongue. Not a huge fan of that.
It's the coating that you get after eating Captain Crunch berries, like on the top of your mouth.
Oh,
But without cutting your mouth.
Yeah, without.
You gotta earn that flavor, Tyler.
Captain Crunch, the only cereal that's either going to be mush or literal diamonds on your top of your mouth.
You ever eaten gravel? Have some Captain Crunch berries.
And except for 10 seconds later, it's immediate mush.
Yes, 100%.
You either have to eat that shit right away, or
Well, unless you get the like the Walmart, the Malto meal brand kind, then God knows what you're getting.
you're just getting.
We're not
glass
besmirching Aldi's now.
Yeah,
Now
I
it's
love
Walmart.
Aldi's. I love
We moved on to
Aldi's.
Walmart.
Yeah, we moved on.
And everybody hates Walmart. So
We've
we're
also
good there.
used besmirch for like the 8th time already this episode.
Is it your turn to
It
rate
is my
first?
turn. It is my turn. And I would rather drink the one we just had than this one. I don't like this at all. I was going to give it a 1.5, but I did remember it's 7.2, so I'm going to give it a 1.75.
Tony?
Yeah, I'm not too far off on that. It just this may be somebody else's cup of tea. It's not mine. I'll go 1.5.
All right.
I'm going to disagree with John on one thing, and that's the rather have planetary shoes than this. But John also incorrectly gave it a 2.5. I'm going to agree with John, though, on his score. I think 175 is very accurate. I just think he's wrong on the comparison.
Fair.
It just I wanted a little bit more.
All three of us gave it that, didn't we?
No, I had a
Yeah.
1.5.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, your average would be that. It's different. I appreciate the effort to try something different. Again, just not my cup
But
of
it's
tea.
not really different. It reminds me of almost every other milkshake IPA, except they failed at giving you the flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is that they made what everybody else is making and just didn't do well at it.
So we
Which
can
sucks.
get this anywhere else.
Hey, Brett, the good news is that means you and I had the better 2 of the 3 options on these when we were at Books and Brews Muncie having ourselves a grand old time.
All right, so moving on, as you get on and we get this last beer of the hour one in. If you guys don't know Tony, if you like sports and you listen to Sports Talk Radio, you may know him from being on air in the past on 1070 The Fan, your JMV show.
Yep.
No one mentioned JMV a few times, but I really was intrigued in bringing Tony on because he has worked for Zinc, a beer distributor, a major beer distributor in the area. And so, being a craft beer show, and I thought it'd be interesting to get kind of that perspective because I've already picked a few things out that he said. Notice, label art. He says this is eye-catching. You can tell he's...
That sales side, that marketing kind of comes out with that. And I think you have to, though, because that's the attention that you put on yourself when you're in the store or wherever you are. You know, you got to be catchy, whether you're selling craft beer or you're selling whatever. But no, Zinc was cool. I had a good time there. No longer there, but you really learn a different side of this whole beer world because you have your money makers and your
Rum shakers.
Yeah, your rum shakers and your Budweisers and stuff like that. But it's the craft stuff where you got to push and sell. And I think label art and cans like that do go a long way to making me want to at least give it a try, or at least pay some attention to it. So,
You want to try to explain the 3-tier system?
no, thank you.
Yeah, I don't either.
Nope.
Now, if you're out of Zinc, what are you doing these days, Tony?
So I have a website, TonyDindy.com, a podcast, and
Oh, that's Tony Dindy. I'm glad you clarified.
Yeah, Tony D. Indy, not Tony's Dindy, or as my buddy said, why don't you get www.tonysd.com? I don't have an OnlyFans yet, so
No, you're like, it was already taken.
Tony Danza, who I'm named after, actually had that, so we're good to go. But no, love being here in Indy. Thank you guys for having me on.
Thank you.
And anytime you can sip on some beer, especially on a Monday night when the weather's nice like this, you can't go wrong with it.
We absolutely love the fact that we do this on Mondays.
Yeah.
Because no matter how shitty, like John had a rough day today at work.
Yep.
My back's fucking been awful all day.
I found out the $5,000 I have in claims to try to get back from the guy that wrecked my house is not happening because he filed bankruptcy.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, and then he had the audacity I saw the other day on Facebook because he friended me. I was like, well, let's just keep tabs on this guy. So, if he moves, I can know where to chase him down at. He's like, look at my new baby. He's got a fucking Camaro. I'm like, you are human garbage, you piece of hot trash.
Wow.
Like, I wish ill things upon you.
So Mondays always end with this. And that's...
Yeah.
It's always a good
Next
answer.
Monday ends with his daughter's birthday.
Happy birthday to her. Hey, happy birthday to my dad. He's 59 today.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So
Happy birthday, Tony's dad.
Yeah.
He will be watching later. He's in Seattle. So
Okay.
he's still at work probably. It's only 4:52 out there, so he will be watching later.
Speaking of which, our good friend Russell will be hopping off here any moment now. Make sure you check out Nightcap with Russell, or Nightcap with Hecubus at Turfs Up Radio. You can find them at turfsupradio.com or download the Turfs Up Radio app. Turfs Up Radio is the host and sponsor of our Two Beerded Guys Drunken Movie Reviews. So make sure you support them in every way. Follow Nightcap Hecubus on Instagram. Follow Russell Hecubus Owens on Instagram. Follow Offscreen Matt on Instagram.
What's the next movie you guys are doing?
So
Because I have a suggestion, but
tonight's movie review, we watched the movie. We watched that on Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Was the new Mortal Kombat.
okay. So is it mostly new movies?
No,
or-
we've only done 2 new releases.
Okay.
Yeah.
We typically stray away from them because we don't want spoilers necessarily. We want people to be able to listen to stuff they've already watched.
Yeah.
Or go, man, I haven't thought about that movie in forever, and then
Yeah.
listen. But this one was we've been like dying to watch
nerding out about it.
And-
Yep. Okay.
but what's your suggestions?
Cobra with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, Jesus,
God.
no.
What? Terrible. Well, that's the point of being drunk and reviewing it.
I mean, well,
We
I didn't
watched
say
some terrible
Titanic. I didn't
movies.
say a masterpiece.
Oh
I said
God,
Cobra.
We watched a movie for Easter called Beaster Day.
Oh, God.
Here comes Peter Cottonhell.
Which I realized in hindsight, we didn't even talk about the shitty audio quality where, like, you'll hear background ambient noise of, like, birds and wind.
Have you done The Room yet?
And then
Also a great movie.
John is not ready for The Room.
No, not a chance in hell.
Have you not seen The Room?
I've not.
John
hasn't
hasn't
seen
seen
most
most movies.
Get
I've
drunk
seen
and
this.
watch The Room.
Okay. All right.
Well,
Like,
we
don't
watched
even. I mean, I don't care if you just do it on your own time. It'll be worth your.
Okay.
It's great.
worth it. I don't know.
Our next beer.
But you have to watch that to really appreciate the Disaster Artist, because then
Yes.
you really grasp that movie so much more.
Our next beer, the last beer of hour 1, is 2F by Citra Simcoe Dry Hopped. So it is still the 2F by Citra. They just dry hop it with the Simcoe from Windmill Brewing Company. They don't have the ABV on here, so don't make me look it up, Chris, if you're still watching.
Hook us up.
Tell us what it is. I'm lazy.
This is out of Dyer, right?
Yes, out of Dyer, Indiana.
Shout out to Dyer and a place called Minor Dunn, which
They
is
do.
a cheeseburger place, and you have to get sherbet after you eat your dinner there.
They do
a
fantastic
roll.
can art.
It is a great can art.
This one's, it's definitely different colored. Same 2F by Citra kind of style with just a different color scheme.
Well, they automatically start out at a 2 with me from being from the region, which is where I'm from in Portage.
So just move. They
So
can't
you at
go
least-
below 2.
Chris is
Windmill,
throwing
you're
out.
at least getting a 2 out of me.
We're a 6er on this one.
Thank you, Chris.
Brett's throwing out Double Dragon if we're taking movie review requests.
God, he brought that up to me the other day.
He has the best worst ideas.
He
Like,
does.
I mean, that's not as bad as Cobra, but
Cobra is an excellent movie. I mean, when a man reheats his leftover pizza with a torch, what's not
I mean,
wrong?
I start my grill with a torch.
I mean, the hillbilly in me is like, fuck yeah. But the movie guy in me is like, I didn't like watching it the first time.
I've seen it more than once. It doesn't get better.
I've only seen it once, and I'm
I
okay
think
with
it's- I think
that.
it's a
we're
classic.
doing it.
Ah.
I don't know when, but we're going to
Dude,
do
that or
movie.
Demolition Man. I mean, it's about the same.
Done it.
Oh,
We
we've
already
done
did
that. No, Demolition Man is a cinematic masterpiece. All right, especially compared to Cobra.
Cobra has the greatest line of all time. Crime's a disease, and I'm the cure. Like, how do you not?
No, the greatest line
respect
of all
that?
time is I've come to do
Listen.
two things: chew bubblegum and kick ass. I'm all out of bubblegum. Try
Name the
again,
movie.
sir.
Name the movie.
John doesn't know.
Roddy Piper said it, though.
Oh shit! I am.
I don't know.
I'm impressed you got that part. But
I might have just seen something on Twitter.
Rocky 4. Just kidding.
it was actually Creed.
Yeah.
The band Scott Stapp.
Don't rip on Creed either.
You like Goldberg and Creed?
The movie.
Let me
Creed's
tell you a
amazing.
Scott Stapp Creed story real quick. Then I'm going to tell you a Wes Borland.
Let's
or not
hold
Wes
on.
Borland.
Hold on. We're gonna finish
Wes
up this
Scanlon.
beer
Okay, all right.
for hour 1,
Okay.
and then you can make fun of him about your love for Creed and his hatred
I told you
during
these
the break.
stories.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So, not quite as sweet as the normal 2F by Citra.
No.
The dry hop Simcoe definitely does take a little of the sweetness from the malts out, but it does add a lot.
It's got a really great nose.
It does. It's a fantastic nose. Oh, that is good. I had to double check. I was like, damn, I did sniff it, but now I'm a little worried.
It's got that pillowy mouthfeel, but yet a little bit of astringency as well.
Reminds you of a New England IPA that met an actual West Coast and was like, you know what? I might try a little bit of what you're doing. I'm just gonna dab a pinky in it. I'm not gonna really dive head first into what you're doing.
I was gonna say they had like a drunken one night stand. And
No, because that ends up with a baby that would have been more West Coast than this.
Okay.
This is just dabble. This is like the first time they did anal, and maybe they didn't like it as much.
Wow. No, that's really dabbling. That's
He did say they tried a pinky.
yeah. I mean, that's
like
like
a
on the
pinky
floor compared to like a drunken stand, right? Like,
If you didn't like that, that's on you.
I'm very vanilla, John.
That's
White
true.
bread.
White bread.
White bread.
You used to be vanilla. We've moved on to white
I've
bread.
surpassed vanilla. Now just white bread.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you Wonder. Wonder I feel like this would be like when you walked into their brewery, this would be what they suggest to you, the bartender. You know, if hey, I'm looking for something, light, but it's gonna get me there. I think this would be it. So I do like it. It's got a great taste to it.
Yeah.
Everything they make is just so clean. I never feel like there's any chance of an infection when I drink the beer. It's never like, you chose wrong.
A little off on the aftertaste. I don't know if anybody else got that. Maybe
I'm
it's-
not.
Maybe it's 'cause I got a lot of flavors in my mouth right now from that last
That
blueberry
is the
thing we
one.
had.
That's the only bad thing about what we do is having so
Yeah.
many beers. There are times that it's
Yeah.
like
You're like,
separating in your head. Like, hold on.
Is that blueberry back there? Oh wait, that was from the last beer.
We used to chug light, shitty beers in between flavorful beers.
Literally shotgun.
Palate cleansers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we decided to stop doing that over the year. Over the years, so
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably a good move.
Year plus now.
Over the
Pretty
years,
good, though.
you stopped doing that after like
Pretty
3
good.
weeks.
We got about 5 episodes into that.
And Chris confirms, always suggests 2 if for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
3 if though is still my favorite between the two.
Brett's thrown out if we watch the OG Mortal Kombat, then we got to watch Double Dragon.
Well,
So,
we haven't done the OG. We watched the new one.
we did the OG.
Did we do the OG?
Yeah, we had to prep for this one and build the
Oh, we
anticipation.
watched it. We didn't review it. did we?
No, we reviewed it. Yeah, because we talked
We were
about.
drunk again.
Oh, we
This-
did review it. That's
This
right.
was kind of a big deal movie when it came out. Like they had a decent
I
budget
remember.
and some
I
main
remember.
actors.
Yeah, no, we're good. My bad. Forgot. We've done a lot of movies. There's one that didn't even get posted.
Which was?
Heavyweights. He didn't fucking record it.
I
We did the entire
maintain that
show!
They did an entire show in the greatest movie that nobody's ever freaking
Yes!
saw, and
What?
you
Everyone
didn't
watched it in
record
sixth
it.
grade every
I love
year.
you.
Lunch has been canceled due to lack of hustle. Deal with it. Nobody's seen more butts than you, Uncle Tony, and you didn't record it.
Nope.
We could have re-recorded it, but Tyler took a stand. He
You
was a
should
hard
be-
stance on
Oh,
that.
I was pissed.
You should be wrapped around a tree out there like Lars was,
Slathered in honey.
and then wait for the deer to come.
We can make that happen.
More action than I've had in a while.
Oh,
Chris
God.
has
You
a-
didn't record. Heavyweights. Wasn't it like a Disney Channel original? Like
Hell yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
It was like the first, like, and then Johnny Tsunami and all those other ones came. But you didn't record Heavyweights.
Hey, look at that. Chris Knight said a fresh batch of 3F is coming in a week or two. Also doing some 3F
Wonder,
with different
stop,
dry
stop.
hops, too.
Oh, we're gonna,
Wonder, you didn't record Heavyweights.
First one will be Mosaic, he says.
okay, so we're gonna dry hop 3F.
And speaking of reining it back in, I know we're closing out hour 1 here. We may need to review this beer. That can get berated off screen. That's fine.
I'm gonna review the movie Heavyweights for you. 11 out of freaking 10. It's freaking great.
Oh, it's Bob.
Q.
That's great.
But anyway, this beer, we do need to go ahead and score it. Hour 1 is ending. Tony, you are first.
I'm offended.
I get that a lot.
I'm gonna go a 3.75. I did like it. Good, clean finish. If I'm going to the racetrack or if I'm in the region in Dyer, Indiana, I'm taking it to like a Gary Real Cats game with me. It's all good. You can drink that and out in the sun. I think that's what it's good for. So I'm gonna go 3.75.
I'm gonna go a little higher than that. I liked what the Simcoe brought. I was a little hesitant on the variant just because of it's just another basic bitch hop being added to.
Will you be smirching the Simcoe?
I didn't think the Simcoe would bring that much, and it
Yeah.
brought more than I
That's me a little
expected. And therefore, I really enjoyed it. And I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm gonna bump it up to. I'll search it out again, and I'm now excited to hear that they're gonna try some. Not only are they bringing out another batch of 3F by Citra, thank you, but they're gonna also do some with some dry hop editions. So I'm gonna be tempted to try those as well.
I'm with Tony on this one. I'm going 3.75. It's really well done. Fantastic beer. I'm not necessarily going to search out the 2 by Simcoe. However, I'm going, like, if I see it, I'll buy it. And I'm going to continue to pick up more of the 2 or 3 of
That's why Chris likes me
in
more.
general. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, no. So we had 2 pretty solid beers, an average beer, and 2 really bad beers. So
Out of all
interesting
these-
hour 1.
Out of all these, what they're in front of you, and you can just drink one right now. What I mean, because honestly, for me, the bourbon half lemonade, half tea would be something that I'd probably go for first.
So we do at the end of our show
Oh, I'm
always
sorry.
pick. Well, no,
You're good,
always
you're
pick.
good,
No,
you're
I
good.
like what you brought there. Always do a beer of the night.
Okay,
But I don't mind in this case doing hey, if you were to get 5 beers, these 5 put in front of you right
Yeah.
now, gun to your head, which one are you grabbing? I agree. I'm going to grab the half and half. I love
Yep.
the 2F by Citra Simcoe, but I'm going to grab the half and half.
you know it's a great movie that would pair with that half and half.
Oh, this should be good.
Heavyweights
I thought you were going to say Cobra.
or Sandlot or Sandlot.
Sounds
I have a
Chris-
Sandlot story if you guys want to hear a funny story
John,
sometime.
Matt,
Chris
not
is
that you count, but what would you give that one?
I wasn't expecting that. Well, all right. Well, I'm gathering my thoughts. Chris says Tooth by Sobro will be the last
Wasn't
two
expecting to like
variant.
it.
Oh, nice.
And he loves you both equally. I get no love, clearly.
I mean, you don't love us.
His
equally.
score just
I
went
got a
down.
shirt he did.
I'm the one that introduced the show to Windmill, and I get the no love at all. No, I really thought that one was pretty good compared to the actual standard 2F by. It was different, like you said, but not dramatically. But I liked what it had.
It brought something.
It's
Yeah.
no Schwartz beer.
I mean, if I had them both in front of me, I'm a Schwartz beer guy. But for
That
what that
Schwartz
was,
beer is just so damn drinkable.
personal bias on here, I'm still going a 3.75 on that. That was really tasty.
That's solid score out of the non-IPA guy at the table.
Yeah. I mean,
He forgot I was talking about him for a second.
I did. Well,
He legitimately forgot I was talking about
You
him.
should have said Wonder.
Well, no, Chris had a nice little snarky jab. Like, well, mostly them equally.
Yes.
Ouch. Ouchville, population me.
All right, but yeah, so that is the end of hour number 1, guys. We will be right back after like a 2 to 5 minute break, depending on John's bladder.
Just to have the family came in and see how the track meet. So.
Yeah, we do need to know how Brookie did at her track meet. So
And John does have to pee. You can see it in his eyes.
he's floating a little bit. But no, thanks for listening, guys. We'll be right back. We have 4, possibly 5 beverages left, and all of these are malty. These are now into our wheelhouse, and it's going to be...
Hour 2 is about to get dark.
Hour 2 is getting dark.
We were in my wheelhouse the first hour, so I have a little bit of a beer. Now we're going to the deep stuff, the dark stuff. That's why they have the longer ones. So,
Mine's not too much right now.
Yeah, you're trimmed up.
Stupid fucking corporate world. I'm TBG_ops guy.
Mud Dog being cute.
With us today,
Tony D.iamond, I think.
and behind
Tony
the
does
camera,
indie.
Yeah.
And behind the camera,
Oh, where was that one name in the
Tony
episode?
does indie.
behind the camera, the one, the only, the guy nobody cares about.
Austrian couldn't have come up with that for the goddamn title name.
We'll be right back.
Oh, wrong button. John and off-screen man, big bushy beards and nothing high. Two bearded guys. Oh yes they are 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 two bearded guys.
Get all John's nuts.
They lasted longer than the old guys.
Oh yeah.
What is up, guys? John's torturing us with some really good Dots Homestyle pretzels. They're definitely going up the list on our beer snacks.
I will say though, that bag was on sale for $5.50.
So it's a
Dots
premium
isn't cheap.
pretzel, you're saying.
Should have went to Aldi. Premium.
Dots isn't cheap. Dots isn't cheap.
No.
In case you missed hour number 1, our wonderful guest is...
I'm Tony Donahue at Tony D.iamond. Thanks for having me. I'm not here against my will. I want to be here.
That was slightly better, but
Yeah, he almost
still a
sounded like
little
that was
coarse.
I'm so pissed off because he disrespected heavyweights. I can't get over it.
I didn't disrespect, but I
Yes, you did. You didn't. How do you not record that?
I drunkenly clicked the wrong button. It's drunken movie reviews.
Well, it's better than drunkenly finding the wrong hole after your Tinder date, I guess.
Well, he has to go on the date.
Well,
Yeah, that's the really tough
She
part.
has to show up.
Oh. He hadn't have been stood up. Come on.
of course, his dates are going to show up. They go to MCL cafeteria at 3 p.m. for supper. You can't oversleep that.
Blue plate special, man.
You go 3 p.m. MCL by 5, you're at bingo, and 7, you're in bed.
Oh.
Gumming it up.
Would you help me that milk and magnesia over there or something?
I doubt we have any, but for any elderly people who do watch this show, we love you too.
You want these caramel nips? I got them in my purse. You want some change?
You definitely said nips on purpose, didn't you?
Yes,
Here's
yes.
Here's a $2 bill.
I think you meant here's a butterscotch.
Yeah. $2 bill? What? I haven't seen these since ever. What?
Dude, you can get them in the bank very easily. They're not
My,
that...
my uncle used to give me one for Easter every year.
My great grandma would give out $2 bills, and I'm like, thanks. I kind of don't want to spend it, but I kind of do.
In a former life, when I worked at the Comcast office, like, some dude would come in and he always paid with $2 bills.
He
I was like-
hated Comcast.
I was like, dude, where do you get these things? He just did it for, like, the novelty factor. And he's like, oh, they still make them. You just go to the bank and request them. I'm like, oh, well, that takes the fun out of this.
I've been collecting them for 30 years.
Yeah,
Now I finally have $20.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wah.
Jesus. Anyway, welcome back to hour number 2. The part of the show that always goes off the rails, but then again, hour 1 wasn't exactly on them. So,
I was going to say, wait a
I
minute.
said, welcome to hour 2.
oh no, it
You
always
did a very good job keeping us on the rails.
Hey, now it's here we go.
I thought I was going to say, welcome to hour 2, where my eyes start getting more squinty as the hour goes. Like, you can't get those drunk, squinty eyes.
at times, yeah.
Yeah.
Not so much today, although I am tired. Somebody.
Yes.
So our first beer of hour 2, stop texting me baseball shit, is DeClaw Brewing Company's Dirty Little Freak. This is a brown ale with give in to seductive coconut, caramel, and chocolate notes, plus roasted malt and a gentle hop bite. Indulge to your satisfaction. It's okay. Get freaky.
I think I could speak for all of us on this. I was a little bit surprised when we talked about the beer that we were looking for to anticipate with was not this, but I do feel like this was the second on my list that I really wanted to try. I don't know if you guys feel that way too, but obviously the name screams you want to at least give it a shot.
Well, I always like to give a Dirty Little Freak a shot.
Well,
I know I've had some other things from Duclaw or however you pronounce it, and they were pretty alright. So, like, I like to try to stay away from the ones that I've had before.
Yep.
And if this has that double nut coconut in it, then, you know, I'm also gonna...
well, my mouth is still on fire from something else during the break, so we'll see how this one goes down.
He wasn't a huge fan of our
Blueberry Ghost.
Blueberry Ghost.
I'm just a bitch. I don't like spicy stuff, so
You heard it from him, folks.
don't take my word for it.
I didn't even have to tell him.
Yep.
Anyway, so yeah, this Dirty Little Freak, 5.8% out of Baltimore, Maryland.
I can smell the coconut.
Oh my God, you and coconut, I swear.
Yeah, I don't like it.
There's some good kind of chocolate.
I can
my
smell
nose on
chocolate
that.
more
Yeah.
than anything. I think I'm gonna like this.
It's kind of cocoa-ish.
I've not had anything by them I didn't enjoy.
Which my coworker, aka She Carrie, told me to search this out because she knows my disdain for coconut and said I should try this, that I could probably handle and manage this one.
It's not bad. It's a brown. It's only a 5.8% brown, so it's thin. I expected that.
Yeah.
Flavor's still there.
Yeah.
Chocolate comes through. I'm not getting a ton of coconut. Are you guys?
No, John. I think it's. There's a hint of it.
Did John just say no, John?
No.
There's a little bit at first.
I took a bigger gulp. There's a little hint of coconut.
Okay, just keep sipping.
This is, I know it's April 26th. This screams like October, November for me. Obviously, like probably the rest of the beers will do. So I think my score would probably be a little bit different if I wasn't wearing shorts.
It's gonna be 82 tomorrow.
Exactly.
Was that kind of like forgetting Sarah Marshall? Like I wasn't wearing this fucking shirt.
No, I like when he's like, if I put on pants, I know this is over, but I got a surprise for you. Great movie.
Great film. My boy David Slipka's on. He says,
Speaking of David, he's officially been booked for the show.
"Oh, nice, woo-hoo!"
What do you say?
Where's not a button for
July
that? Yeah, he says he's gonna take my back on the hating coconut. I knew I liked you, David.
All right, David, you're no longer on the show. July.
It's not because you hate coconuts, because you agree with me. Don't take it personal.
I like this.
I'll say this is for the coconut haters like myself out there. This is a tolerable amount of coconut. It's barely noticeable. I can tell it's there, but it's not an offensive level where I'm like coconut. Like
This could be my highest rater of the night so far. I don't know if you guys feel that way as well, but I do like it. It's definitely, to me, it's different. Again, I think I would like it so much more in October, November. Those, but this is a perfect bonfire beer, I would say.
I was talked into eating a bowl of Cocoa Puffs with a Guinness.
What?
And I think this would go much better with the bowl of Cocoa
Wait,
Puffs.
I didn't talk him into it.
it wasn't me.
I think we have a new segment for the show. Let's pair beers with cereal.
We've talked about it before.
When you're drunk at home and you get home, what are you gonna do? I eat cereal more at night than in the
DoorDash
morning.
Taco Bell every time. Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna pass out before he gets there.
Godspeed to your.
Just make sure you get it delivered to the right state. Like that's my only mantra on that. Like yeah.
Who's going first with this one?
Yeah, if someone's doing their job.
It is
Me.
yeah.
Sorry, I had something I actually
Set the
had to
bar
handle.
for us.
That was the unfortunate part. So, I've enjoyed it. It's a little thin. Doesn't carry the flavor as much as I'd like. I do get little chocolate, little coconut.
But
it's not
brown, you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and I'm cool with the thin. I'm just not getting as much of the flavors as I'm used to from the Claw. Everything I've ever had from them, their flavors come through.
Right.
And this one was just kind of there. Not bad, just not as much as I wanted. So I'm going to give it a 3.5. I think it's good, just not what I wanted. Just not as much as what I wanted. John?
I'm back and forth. The coconut, there's not much there, which I'm okay with, but there's a hint. I think they've done the cocoa in this, the chocolate, very, very well. And because of that, I think I'm going to bump it up just slightly to 3.75. I'm still not quite seek it out level, but just well done.
I agree with you on the coconut. That really doesn't do me any good or do me any less, so to speak. I did like it. Again, to me, when I think about beers, where am I going to be drinking this at? This is a campfire type. It's getting colder, fall type place. So I'm right there with you at a 3.75. I don't want to give it a 4 because I wouldn't seek it out tomorrow. But if we did the show in 6 months, I think I would give it a 4.
We're eating s'mores and
Yeah,
we're eating something.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. So I'm gonna go with 3.75 as well.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So I guess that averages a 3.75.
I don't think I've given that a 4 yet.
It's a very solid score.
I don't think it was. Well, Tyler gave something a 4.
I've given 2 a 4. And so have you. You've given 1 a 4, John. Half and
Oh,
half.
that was the
I
half.
get
half.
half, yeah, I get
You
half
have
and
half
half.
a 4.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
So
Come on, fuckers, pay attention.
sorry.
I'm
That was an
texting,
hour
you know
ago. That was an hour ago, man. And we talked about heavyweights since. So I've since.
Matt, you got something for us over there? You look like you're reading.
Oh no, we're pretty caught back up on that for the moment. But I was thinking while I was washing the glasses, I noticed John has a nifty new glass that I was admiring.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you'd like to,
Where did that come from today?
Earlier conversation of supporting small business and whatnots.
So our boys out of Michigan, Craft or Die. I absolutely in love with all the artwork and glasses that they do.
Thank
so
you.
This is the first of their He-Man series. They're very nostalgic in the things that they do. They've had some Spawn. I've got Conan the Barbarian. We've got the G.I. Joe stuff.
This is the one I was excited to. I wanted to add this one to my Conan glass, and I was really glad when you. I forgot. Honestly, I forgot the release. He snagged an extra one. I was like, shit, I forgot. And he's like, well, I mean, I grabbed an extra one, not knowing what I was going to do with it. I was going to sell it or give it away or something. And I was like, fuck yeah. And by sell it, I mean sell it literally to like me or Matt.
Yeah, and let the record show,
Not
I'm a
make
little
profit.
butthurt because John made no mention of this purchase prior to getting one, and I would have loved to have had one.
Sorry. I bet you
Matt,
might be
you know
able
what?
to order it still.
You know what, Matt? You can have mine. That's fine.
Go order it. Let's go look. Go look it up.
I'm busy working right now,
Craft
but
or
once I get done
die.
with this...
This is a little off topic.
Brett, you would be a fan, I think, of it. Go to Can.
Yeah, I say, side note, Brett says, how can I get some? So
There you go.
Go to Craft or Die on Instagram, and they have a link to their website right there. I believe it's probably just craftordie.com.
I think it is.
Just in case it's not, on Instagram, they have it right there on their bio. Craft or Die. The dude that runs it is awesome.
Oh, great dude.
He supports us. We support him.
So Craft or Die on Instagram.
Yep.
And what was off topic?
So, quick shout out if I may. One of my best friends, it's fine, does sports card like breaks and
Oh,
stuff.
hell yeah, go ahead.
So he also does a guy named David Sanchez, and he does a lot of artwork. He does off like the pops and the comics. And you know how, if you've ever seen a break, dude, it's crazy what the market is like. And it goes kind of with craft beer because of this type of stuff. But, you know, you sit there and you break open an autographed football, you don't know what it is. But if you win, I mean, there's a little bit of a buy-in, and so they do, I mean, anything from comics, it's just incredible. When we were kids, I mean, we're the same age. You know, I was like, man, I sure wish I had that baseball card. It's now worth $5,000, but you know, our parents. Oh, I put it on my bike. I put that Mickey Mantle on my bike spokes.
My dad burned his.
Dude, it's incredible what the market is at right now, and I think it's the popularity has grown in sports cards, comics, and craft beer kind of all together. Because if you like one, you probably like the other two, or at least one of the other two.
Absolutely. I agree. And what shop is this? Who is it?
Yeah. So check out my buddy on Facebook, DNR Sports Car Breaks. You can do comics, pops. My favorite pop that I have two of my favorite movie of all time.
Oh boy.
Home Alone.
I think I say Sandlot. Or no, I mean...
No.
Heavyweights.
Heavyweights is number 2. Home
Dude,
Alone is
I want to see if they have a Funko Pop from Heavyweights.
Uncle Tony.
Either Uncle Tony or
Lars.
Lars would be good.
Or the one fat kid.
The fat kid who gets thrown out. And then comes back and acts like he's brainwashed.
He's also in Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
They sing guys in Mighty Ducks, yeah.
Comes back like he's brainwashed.
It's like, nobody's seen more butts than you, Uncle Tony. That guy, yes. If you haven't seen Heavyweights, do yourself a favor. Pour yourself a nice beer. Let us know how you like it.
It's on Disney Plus.
Yes, it is. Great movie. One of the movies. We all had those movies that define our childhood, I think.
Yeah.
That's one
It
of
was
mine.
up there for me.
That's one of mine.
And no, as a kid, I wasn't even that fat. I am now.
So, are you asking if it's too late to go to fat camp?
I want to go.
It depends if they have the revolting blob or not. They jump off about.
I've done one of those. So much fucking fun.
Yeah.
While you're pouring to a couple of comments, Brett playing the home game of Two Beerded Guys. That was the other one he had. He said he would do a 3.75 on that. He will drink it again if he's at B&B Muncie, but not gonna run and get it if it's not readily available.
One of Brett and I's favorite things to do. So, guys, seriously, I talk about B&B Muncie. And it's not just because Mike sponsors the show. It really is a blast to go to because we'll go in. Brett and I'll sit down at the bar. We'll try anything we haven't had on tap first. We always start there. Then we go to the fridge that's at the end of the bar because that fridge has all sorts of cold shit that you can buy either to take home, individually cans, or to drink at the bar. And it's all sorts of there's a shit ton of 450, Windmill, Hoplore's usually in there. Out of Leesburg, Indiana. There's just all sorts of shit, like random shit in this fridge. That's where I found the very first of that Japanese beer that we found, the ginger beer that we fell in love with. Just some random ass shit, and we'll just basically be like, these two, and it's more we just look at it and we don't even like really dive into it. It's more like, sure, and we'll sit there and get a good buzz on just trying all this new shit. And it's such a fun place because it's a bottle shop, so you get to take home great
not
shit.
only is it a bottle shop, where
And
you
it's
can
a
mix
bar.
the Sixers.
Yeah.
Where is Leesburg, Indiana?
Well, Leesburg, that's not where this is at.
Yeah, but...
Well, Leesburg is northwest of Fort Wayne.
Okay.
About 15, 20 minutes outside of the city.
Pronounce it right.
Huh?
Fart Wayne.
Oh, good lord.
He was so proud of himself.
All right,
he looked
so-
for me. And we're like,
Hey, where's the?
Yeah,
Thank you.
Our
I was
next,
debating whether that deserved that or not.
our next beer is.
Before you
I have no fucking clue. Go ahead.
All right, because Brett, I got 2 comments. David says
it's like pronouncing a hockey player's name.
the movie that defined his childhood. I guess he's like Goonies is top dog. That's probably a little before you younglings' times.
That doesn't surprise me. Goonies
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah, Goonies never die is what you mean.
I
And
meant what I
Short
said.
Circuit.
oh, Johnny Five is alive. And they made Short Circuit 2 because that needed to happen. Could just left it in the
Johnny
greatness that was
Five.
one. And Brett said, "Do we still have the car
Mac
we
and Me?
sponsored?" That was actually. Oh my god, that's free on Tubi right now. I was like, we need to watch Mac and Me just so we
You know
can
why
see
the movie's famous, right?
Paul
Hold on.
Rudd.
Paul Rudd.
Hold on. What did Brett ask?
Brett asked if we still have a car. I believe he meant truck that we sponsor in the iRacing series.
Oh, we sponsor both, don't we? Or is he done doing the car right now?
He's just doing the Ford truck, and I
Okay.
don't know if the Ford
You don't
is
go
doing
both
very
ways.
well for him this year.
It hasn't been.
Yeah.
Last
because
time
he's
I
driving
checked
for
in,
Ford. If he'd have consulted us,
he's about to lose his sponsorship because
Yeah.
it's podiums get
Vote for
sponsorships.
winners, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, sponsorship for winners.
yeah. You got to make podium to get sponsorships.
not even
Cam
win,
hadn't
just,
done
just
that in a while.
podium.
iRacing is wild.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild.
Does that
We
cross over into your streams? Like,
What
Let's
was
get
that?
drunk and go iRacing.
ooh, can we do that?
All right. So anyway,
Sure.
our next beer
Ain't gonna hurt anybody, I
is
promise you that.
Is it the same thing as Dave and Buster's?
It's all like, so, real quick. It's so weird because it's like, okay, racing, and then like the last couple laps, since there's no actual risk to you physically, it's just a crash
It's
fest.
a shit,
Alright.
yeah.
is Schlenkeria, I believe, is the brewery. Schlenkeria. Yeah.
This one you might have to put on Cam. Read
This
it
it's a
yourselves.
Doppelbock.
They're like, we got this.
Oh no, I'm just. It's a product of Germany. There's a whole lot of shit I can't pronounce.
Hence why I
on the
can't
front.
pronounce anything. Yeah.
It's smoked.
Oh, hey,
really all you
there's
need to
English
know.
on the back. We're good for some of it. Yeah, that's right. Schlenkerla,
Yeah.
the historic smoked beer brewery. While for the classic
It's smoked.
words I don't know, rump beer. I do know that one. Rump beer. Traditionally,
smoked.
beach has been and
It
still
smells
is
great.
used. The malt for Schlenkerla oak smoke is killed with oak wood. The resulting, has a smoother and more multi-layered smoky note than the intensely aromatic beach smoke malt. 8% ABV. And I'm not going any further because, Jesus.
It's like I'm drinking a ham.
And Brett says, unlike
And not
my
the beer.
OnlyFans account, the cars and trucks, you can't go both ways.
That is smoky as shit.
Oh,
on
it's
the nose.
Yeah.
It smells
I'm not a
delicious.
huge smoked beer fan, but I thought it looked fun as shit. Plus, I love Doppelbox.
Well, it smells really. It's like not like an overwhelming nose like smoke. It's got a good nose smoke.
cake.
Oh my god, it is a cured ham!
Yeah.
It's like ham. Yeah.
John's right!
I know my meats.
That's straight up with cloves. That's straight up with the cloves. The way I don't make my fucking ham because I think it's shit.
That's liquid Easter.
That reminds me of a ham with the fucking little cloves stabbing into it.
You got some pineapples on it and a deviled egg sitting next to it.
That's not wrong.
Oh.
But it's actually smooth and like a little bit of creamy actually, and
I mean,
It's got a pleasant mouthfeel.
yeah,
More
I'm not mad about this.
carbonated than I expected.
yeah.
And honestly, I don't like smoked beers, but I feel like even though it's very smoky, it's not in your face smoky.
Yeah, it's not overwhelmingly smoked.
It's like
Right.
balanced. It's I don't know. It's
On the
fucking-
tongue, nose is all smoke.
Yeah, maybe it's when you're the historic smoked beer brewery, you figured out how to do
You
it
know
over
how
the
to do
years.
it. Yeah.
Maybe wrong.
I can't undrink ham now that I've drank it though. Like
That first
if,
taste
if
is
John never would have
100%
said
ham.
that, I'd have been like, "This reminds me of something." Couldn't put my finger on it, and John's like, "Ham." I'm like, "Yep,
Ham.
that's it."
Yep.
I like it.
But it's good. I really like it. I'm
feel
kind
like
of
I
sad
wanna
that I
kick it
have
out
a
of bed.
ham stigma now.
Since
But
Dave-
I also love ham.
Since Dave's watching, I kind of feel like you would eat a ham and cheese with this.
No,
Is it too much ham?
No, it's too much ham.
I would just go grilled cheese.
Okay.
Straight grilled cheese, and then I get my ham flavor from that. You could pour it on top.
I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
a chicken Caesar salad with it.
No offense.
I like
You-
salads, yes. I'm fat, but I like salads.
Chicken Caesar. Yeah, he does actually.
Yes.
I like salads.
Sorry.
I created all the salads on the Rad menu.
My bad.
Well, that are no longer there, but that's because other reasons.
Other story, yeah. Long story.
No, I'm a big salad guy for some
Sit here
reason.
with two hands and sip this now.
Yeah, David said absolutely.
Mind my
This is
business
really
now.
heavy.
Which-
It would
Yeah,
really
I
like
know.
shit.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
mind my
the ham and
business
cheese
now.
or the grilled cheese is the proper answer because you got to find something to differentiate the flavor here.
That's why I went with chicken Caesar salad. I thought that
You
was a
did.
good
You
balance.
went further off than I
Mostly
thought.
because the pepper in a chicken Caesar would bring you back to the beer, but the rest of the food, the rest of that salad, is kind of that complete opposite
Can I
style.
dip my Hawaiian roll in this?
I'm gonna go more like a.
He's still stuck in Easter.
I mean,
Yeah.
some Hawaiian bun probably wouldn't be terrible, but
I just think it's funny. He's still stuck in Easter.
I was thinking like a panko breaded chicken. Like that way you kind of get that dish, you get a little bit of a cordon bleu somewhere in the middle.
My Eastern tradition is to watch heavyweights, so yes.
Cordon bleu actually might not be a bad, even though the ham's there, might not be a bad way to go.
Sorry.
Brett made a comment.
I got two. Brett and
Brett made
David
a
both.
comment.
They're the running right now. All
Brett
right, so Brett and David both have great ones. Brett says John knows how to drink his meats. And
Gotta open it up.
David says the Jews love ham and cheese.
Oh! Damn,
Yeah,
Slick.
I forgot.
I think that's coming from a place of.
Let's go ahead and rate these beers, folks.
That just. All right,
Yeah,
Slipka.
that's right. Both
It's
goes back to back. I'm
time.
like, that's hard to keep composure there. He said maybe a pork tenderloin. That probably wouldn't be too bad with this.
And then we switched.
You know, right?
That's the most
God,
Indiana
man.
thing that's ever been said on the show.
If I
No,
could,
it's not.
if I could just go ahead and violate some Jewish, ingestion rules and get like a ham on a pork chop, like that sounds.
Am I first here?
I think I'm first.
You're first.
How do you like your pork chop, John? You're first, right? Brown or fry it? Brown or grilled?
I am going to go. I think a 3.5 on this. It's good, solid beer. Yeah, that's where we're at.
3 point. You say 3.5?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a 3.25. A little bit out of my comfort zone, but I did like it. Good taste, different. I'm gonna go 3.25.
I'm gonna go a lot higher, surprisingly. I hate smoked beers for the most part, but if I'm buying one, this is absolutely gonna be the one I'm buying, and I'm giving it a 4.
All right.
John, what do we average? What'd you give it?
3.5.
All right.
That's 3.5 average.
Is that what you gave it? Was it 3.5?
Yep.
I couldn't fucking
It
remember.
was good. It was really good. Different. But I don't think I want to have more than one.
I get
to be honest
worried with
you.
smoky beers.
I do too.
I want to have one, and that's probably about it.
Yeah, I'm worried about that one. Yeah.
So we had Smokey and we have Petey. I'm a little nervous today, but it's
Yeah.
fine. That turned out a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah.
I love Doppelbox to begin with. It was malty. It had that nice... And Doppelbox are thinner bodied like a brown ale, but it was so rich and creamy in the
yeah.
body that it balanced that smoke out.
Really well
Although I
made.
will say this, I
It's
still
still
have
there.
Thank you,
I
sir.
still have smokiness.
Are we saying they got a little viscous?
No, it's just the smoke is just like
I was watching talking about body. I was like, well,
If Dod's Pretzels would like to sponsor this show,
We also accept, the pet name of the week brought to you by Omaha Steaks. If they want to start pitching us some steaks, we'll take that.
I mean,
I'd be okay with that.
And David says he doesn't keep it kosher; it hinders him. So it's all good.
Love it, David. Can't wait to have you on the show, bro.
that was a good beer though.
It was.
Again, I don't want to have more than one, but if you're looking for something different to expand your taste buds, maybe that'd be a perfect beer.
Broaden your horizons.
Yes.
So while Tyler's getting ready to pour, one of the things that, come back to our guest here for a second, I follow him on Twitter, and he does a lot of these different sports gambling pools and things like that. So I know I've joined in on some basketball ones. I think we did a playoff one at one point, races. So, you want to tell us?
Yeah, the gambling world's kind of taken over the state of Indiana from the aspect of the fact that it's legal now. And I think when I was doing those, it really took off during, COVID because people were...
Nothing else to do.
Yeah, what would you rather do? Get into one of my pools on the iRace or bet on Chinese ping pong at 3 a.m.?
That's right, we were doing...
Wait, you have a pool I can get into at 3 a.m.? Like,
Not swimming pool.
Look,
And you don't swim.
well, I mean, if it's waist deep, I don't have to swim.
You don't know how to swim either?
No, I was just sitting like a rock.
I said he doesn't swim. I wasn't going there. But,
No, I can't. It's fact.
Well, I grew up off of Lake Michigan, so this dude does not go in knee deep in Lake Michigan because that place is disgusting. But yes, my Twitter, I like to do a lot of gambling things. I think people are really into that right now, and it kind of goes along in the sports world. I'm also a big IndyCar guy. I know we talked about the Indy 500. And
Big race.
Yeah. What that's going to look like next month. So hopefully we can all be out there having one hell of a time and celebrating America.
Damn straight.
Is there no
The greatest spectacle in racing, baby.
no carb day and no pit this year?
There is going to be a carb day. You're going to be able to go out there, but there's not going to be the concert, the party atmosphere. But you know what? Guess what?
We'll make our own
We
party.
can make our own party atmosphere.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read off
100%.
both bottles to begin with,
Okay.
just so people know. So don't drink yet. That way we kind of know what we're getting into
If you
here.
call 2 bottles.
This is do the Dougie, Duchess, whatever. Smooth Imperial Stout aged on whiskey barrels, brewed and bottled by Duchess Brewery from Sweden.
Sweden.
Never been there.
International as fuck this week.
Yeah.
Is it that beard?
This is Smooth. Smooth is a one-of-a-kind, but yet part of a duo, a single imperial stout that we let rest on 2 different types of Swedish high coast whiskey oak barrels. A few of the barrels were peaty, and the others, you guessed it, smooth. One of the many ways we like our beer. This is the other one. So when I read up a little bit online, it says the exact same thing on this, except for it starts off with, this is peaty. Peaty is a one-of-a-kind. I looked it up online. It does say that basically what they did is they just aged this one on the more smooth barrels and this one on the more peaty barrels. So
All right.
I'm excited to try it.
So what can I expect?
It is
too?
15% ABV.
Finally. My God, it's been a low ABV week.
Smooth is going to be. It should be.
Easy.
Now
Smoother.
these are coming from Sweden high,
And bourbon
so
barrel
it's still
aged,
going to be more. There still probably will be a little peat to this,
Okay.
but it should be a little sweeter, maybe
Okay.
a little caramely.
Yep.
While this one you're going to get more of a scotchy, peaty, smoky flavor.
Okay.
Based on the description.
Okay.
It smells like everything we love.
And also, Brett said the last year with no sports, speaking of gambling, he said he almost gambled on beer pong and yard jarts with the metal tips.
And it was just him playing.
And he says,
he'd
"Why?"
throw it straight up the air and see if it
Yeah,
landed
says,
on
why
it.
did you not buy this one? Why did you talk Brett out of buying these?
Gambling's been wild.
I did.
I'm not proud of some of the shit that I bet on. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Woo!
Oh, have you guys seen the slapping on
Yeah.
the YouTubes?
Yeah.
Oh, that's like my new crack. That shit's amazing.
I would
Like,
gamble on that.
yeah. Oh, I'd definitely gamble on
I've
that.
seen this.
Oh, dude,
Really?
it's all over YouTube. Like, it's these big, gigantic Russian guys.
But not all of them are. Every once in a while, you get like some skinny dude
And he
who
just-
gets like knocked the fuck
Yeah.
out.
Which makes it even better.
Yeah.
Because the big, gigantic Russian guys just cold cock these
We
guys
need
with open
professional
palm.
arm wrestling.
Yeah, no, that's boring.
Next
I want to see
movie
big, I
review,
want
over
to see
the top.
contact.
I was gambling on Korean baseball.
KBO, the NC
Yeah.
Dinos, baby. Shout out to the NC Dinos.
Getting up at 3,
Wrong
4
camera.
o'clock in the
There you go.
morning and watching KBO baseball.
Degenerates.
Hey,
I was unemployed and loved baseball and had nothing to do.
Leatherberger show that he is now up north.
Degens up north.
Yeah. Ooh, that's delicious.
nothing like sitting in my Zing van in the parking lot of the Fresh Market downtown watching the NC Dinos battle the LG Twins at 8:15 in the morning.
I feel like you gotta be careful when you say, like, well, I was sitting outside of, a parking lot in my van,
Down by the river!
handing out beer to passerbys. Like, you probably got some
That's
calls,
solid.
guy.
This is really well.
That's really tasty.
Little harsher flavors than I expected. Now, not in a bad way. Don't, before anybody jumps my
I know.
ass.
Is harsh what do you mean, or more prominent?
I'm going with harsh because they kind of attack you a little bit. But it's funny because unlike the last beer, the beer that I said attacked the taste buds, this one does it in a
Diamond
way
covered.
that's very much... it's pleasant. The ABV, you're not being fooled by at all.
No.
It's
No,
100%
it's
a
there.
15% ABV beer. This is not a DUI shelf beer.
It's not DUI shelf, but I don't know that I'd go 15. I wouldn't think
I
it's
would.
that high.
What gets you to the DUI shelf?
So, DUI shelf is a beer that is over, typically over 10%,
Okay.
but drinks much lower.
Oh,
So
I
if
got
I'm
you.
drinking
Yeah.
an 11, 12% beer, but if you blind tasted it, I didn't know what it was, and I just drank it, and
All of a
somebody
sudden
asked
you
me,
have 2 or 3.
Okay.
and I'm sitting there going, man, this is like 6-7% at most.
Okay.
And then you stand up after 2 and you fall down. It's a DUI shelf beer because those are the beers you slam a few with your buddies.
Next thing you know,
Next thing you know, those red and blue
you're
lights
seeing
behind
double,
you.
and
Yeah.
she was a 2 at 10, but now she's a 10 at 2.
I get it.
Hey, 5 2s equals a 10, right?
Shout out to my dad. Happy birthday. He told me that when I was like, she might be a
I think
2
Corey
at 10,
taught me that
10
one.
at 2.
And Emerson.
Emerson.
That,
Emerson.
that caramel's there.
Yeah. I am not mad at that at
Little
all.
drying.
Yeah.
Which it's definitely astringent at the end. A little more than some of the stouts we've had recently, but not in a way that's off-putting.
There's a little bit of fire in that back that I appreciate. That's not normal in some of the American
This,
barrel-aged stouts
the
that we do.
Swede did well on this one. Nice
Yeah.
job, Swedes. We'll see how the peaty one
I'm a little
comes
more I'm a little more excited, honestly, to see the peaty because if I was to drink scotch, I like that peaty, scotchy scotch.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm curious
I
to
don't
see how
like scotch.
I'm curious how that will translate into this.
I love bourbon. I don't like scotch.
Are we going to rate?
We will
I
rate
feel like
each
a
one.
rinse might be
Are we gonna-
justified on this, right?
We'll rate individually,
Okay.
but we'll talk after this one about the comparisons
Okay.
and which one we like better, that kind of thing.
So Tony actually goes first in this then.
Yep.
3.75.
You are allowed to go above that. You
Or
know that,
below.
right?
But we have said a solid, like he's not going to search this
I know.
out.
I know.
You just go anything aside
It's
from
a
that.
3.75 for me. I wouldn't be something that, like I said, I would search out. But if I walked in and the guy was like,
Now, if you were thirsty for a stout, though, I know it's not your thing. If you
Yeah.
were thirsty for a stout, is it one you'd search out? Because that's that caveat. That
where
if
would
I
I be
want
able
that
to,
style,
where can I find this at?
Books and Brews Muncie,
Bam.
45 minutes north of here.
There you go. I'll lob it. You hit it out of the park. Yeah, 3.75 for me. It's a good drinking beer. It's got some flavor to it. It's not necessarily my cup of tea, but I do appreciate it. I give it 3.75. I feel like I'm not too far off. I think you're going to be at about a 4.
I'm having troubles with it, honestly.
I'm not.
It's unique. It's different. It's a 4 minimum.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go with 4.25, to be honest. I think it's very good. I think it gives me enough uniqueness that makes me happy. I've had a lot of stouts on the show. All three of us are big-time stout guys. And so it's nice when somebody not only does something a little more unique, but knocks it out of the park. And for me, the ABV was done well where I know it's high, but it's not burning me out. The dryness at the end with a little heat kind of from the barrel really gets you going. The flavors are on top. It's clean. It's done right. I'm giving it a 4.25.
Okay.
And that is the smooth I'm giving a 4.25. Jonathan?
Yeah. I obviously have a big severe bias towards big barrel stouts.
Did you say a big beard bias?
Sure.
Big beard, triple
Big
B's.
bearded bias.
I mean, we got to start come up with things like right.
Right.
It's marketing, man. Ask Tony about it.
It's all about marketing. Which is why Heavyweights is not a mainstream movie that we talk about.
I thoroughly enjoy this. I think it's a well-made, beautifully crafted stout. I think it's got a little bit of a twist than normal with that little bit of heat and bite to it. So I'm going to go 4.5. I thoroughly enjoy this.
4.5, you said?
Yeah.
So I'm the low
Damn.
baller here.
So
So
it's
we're at a
4
4.
and a quarter.
4.1.
4.25.
Round it up.
Round up.
Round it
Yeah.
up.
Off-screen Matt. This is your style, baby. What do you think?
Yeah, you got a little Woody over there, don't you?
Table rose a little bit.
Who you been talking to, man?
He does have a little
This
bit.
is your first episode on here, right? Jeez, that's way too accurate to be like your first visit.
He calls it as he sees
I
it.
saw your Tinder profile. Don't worry. None of your business, none of mine.
Not yet.
Why are you looking at dudes on there?
That's why he already said none of your business. Like
4 a.m. watching KBO baseball gets a little lonely. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Come on.
there's an option for friends now. He's just looking for friends, right?
Thank God you guys put me in the middle. Who wants to go skiing?
Handshake!
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Everybody's having a good time.
That's no.
It feels so good when you joke.
Brett is saying big bearded burly bias. That's even more like that's the.
All right, anyway, what would be your score?
Mine, I think John nailed that on the hammer with the head.
Nailed that on
I
the
nailed
hammer?
it.
What about nailing on the head?
Nailed it.
How's it going, guys? How we doing? Okay.
How'd you know
15.
John was called the hammer?
I mean, he's had a lot of nicknames on the show. The hammer has not been one yet.
But we're writing that one down.
So what was your score?
4.5. I'm right there with John. This thing is unique. It's different. It's strong. It's barreled. It drinks where you get the notes of all that stuff that you want, but it's not overwhelming on any of them. It's a unique twist.
And it sticks to your mustache, so you can taste it again in 2 hours.
Oh man, I trimmed it. Oh no, it's not long enough. I don't have the full Sam Elliott going where like I'm eating half of my mustache. So
Coors Light, the banquet beer.
Yeah, I mean,
that'd be Coors Original. Sorry.
that guy is the mustache to ascend to. He's the top. He's the peak of the mountaintop
He is.
of mustachery.
So why would you give? Oh, wait, 4.5. Okay.
Yeah, I said it like 3 times.
You did.
I agreed with you, bro.
Yeah.
He's not used to that.
Yeah, but I'm even more looking forward to this one. I'll be honest. Which I'm hoping that my 4.5 score on that one doesn't come back to haunt me on this and be like, oh man.
All right, so just a reminder, this is the peaty. This one should be. It's the exact same beer. Should be the same
Ooh, it
ABV.
smells peatier.
Let's find out. Yep, same ABV. So this should be the kind of smoky, peaty version of that Swedish.
Not as much smoke as that German Doppelbock or whatever it was.
Well, yeah. I mean, this isn't a smoked. This is aged in a
in a
smoky
peaty,
Scotch
yeah.
barrel. So it's going to be there, but a lot less robust.
It's definitely on the nose.
I like the smoke.
Nope.
Not a fan.
That is way too scotchy for me.
I don't mind that.
I'll be honest, that's a lot of Scotch.
Yeah.
That is much more prominent than the last one. I'm not mad at this, but I was expecting something a little different, especially after tasting that one, like how the balance was on it.
Nope, they just went with Scotch on this.
I'm not mad at this, but
I like this one better than the last one.
This makes 0 sense whatsoever, but when I
you
drank
like
this,
this a lot, don't you?
I went like, this tastes like green. Told you it makes no sense whatsoever.
The color?
Yeah.
John tastes color now. He's having a weird
Tastes color.
tongue day.
J-
His tongue did LSD.
Did you
John
smoke
did not.
something before the show?
Maybe some peat.
What did you have for dinner?
Same thing I did.
Little smokies, actually, yeah.
Gummies.
Potatoes,
Gummy
green
bears.
beans, and little smokies.
Solid meal. That would pair well with that one beer that we thought tastes like ham.
That's literally what we had for dinner. God damn it.
Little smokies and ham. Did you have pigs in a blanket, John?
We had little smokies and green beans and potatoes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I don't mind this at all.
Yeah, me neither.
Still got some of the malty caramel.
No, it doesn't.
It's in there.
It's well crafted. It's clean, same as the last one. It's funny because you actually get a little less of the ABV bite on this one.
Yeah.
Because you're getting peat smoked out.
Yeah. I honest to God feel like I'm drinking slightly creamier Scotch.
It is, yeah, 100%. It's very creamy.
That is unpleasant as fuck for me.
Is this viscous, John? Is that what you're saying? Is it over creamy or?
I wouldn't say no. It's not viscous.
It's got
not
little
viscous?
legs, but not really.
It's just that mouthfeel is very soft.
It looks like Tony checked out. I think we lost him.
What happened? I browned out.
Yeah, yours like burning a hole in the back of this monitor.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind this at all. I just think if I had the two sitting side by side, I would take the smooth over this, just on the flavor wise.
I will absolutely take the smooth over this.
I respect this. I appreciate this is something different. It's definitely unique. And this is the more, like, if I was to drink,
What did I rate the
this is a
last one?
scotch that I would like.
I don't write your scores.
But I don't know what I
I
think
think it
about
was
the scotch and the
3.75.
beer.
Yeah, 3.75.
I just don't know how well they pair.
Tyler goes first.
Yeah, you were 3.75 because I made fun of you for never being over a 4. All right, so it's not my thing at all, but I want to be fair to this beer. On my background in the beer industry, it's very clean, very well crafted. It definitely is the exact same beer. What goes into those 2 barrels were unbelievably well crafted.
Yeah.
My personal bias is definitely the smooth. That for me is everything I like in a stout. The caramel and the chocolate notes from the oats really come out. A little bit of ABV bite was kind of fun. A little heat at the end. This one is 100% creamy Scotch. I don't drink Scotch for a reason. But
Because it puts hair on your chest?
it is very well crafted. I have that. We're good.
Mine looks like the Batman logo. Do you guys want to see?
Kind of now.
Doesn't it, though?
I mean, if your nipples are the bat wings.
He's not wrong.
What the fuck just happened?
He's not wrong.
We
It
got
is
our
what it is.
we got our first striptease on the show.
It does. I noticed it one time. I was like, oh, okay.
It's well crafted.
Sorry to crash your train of thought there.
I
No,
will
I loved it. That was
respect
fantastic.
the beer and how well it was done by giving it a 3.75. I will not go to a 4 because there's no way in hell I'll ever seek this out. But I will respect the beer and how well it was crafted and the style and give it a 3.75.
Not too far off in my
Now, if
book.
I was rating it based on my personal taste and flavor profile, that motherfucker's like a 1.5. But
It's a well.
it's a fantastically crafted beer. I just can't stand the taste because it's scotch.
Scotch.
You know what's on the label is definitely.
Oh,
in the bottle.
absolutely.
They did not miss.
The name Petey was dead on.
No, I'm going to give it a 3.75. However, unlike Tyler, like if I was basing upon like, do I personally like it? It'd still be a 3.75. I do personally like this. It's creamy. It's got some good caramel, chocolatey sort of tones in there. It's just super peaty, and it's not my personal flavor preference, but it's. Yeah,
That's what John thinks of your review.
Just belched an ashtray.
It is very peaty, as you mentioned. I do like the notes, though. It's a different flavor. I don't mind the scotch as much as other people in the room. But I'm right there, too, though. 3.75 is kind of what I first thought when I drank it. I mean, I'm not going to fully... I know. I'm not going to fully seek it out, but...
You should have written down like Tony's scores. I'm pretty sure his average score is a 3.75.
No, because his high was a 3.75.
But he did like 8
have
of
I
them.
given a 4?
I don't have your score.
That'd be the.
So it's Tyler, John,
bad
and then our
stats.
Adam.
Mean or
Okay,
medium,
alright.
one or the other.
Yeah, definitely one of those.
He definitely went under because we had a 1.75 average on a beer. So
Yeah.
that John and I both gave a 1.75 to. So
Is it the blueberry donut one?
yeah.
Yeah.
So he would not have a 3.75 average.
My average, I think, is like a 3.5.
Galactic tennis shoe.
Yeah, it'd be 3.25 or 3.5 would be your average probably.
It's not bad. I mean, it could be
John?
worse.
What's your score?
I am gonna have to back agree with John, and this time as well, Tony. The 3.75 I think is perfect.
That's what we all gave it.
We all-
Oh, I didn't think. Oh, I don't listen to Tyler. So
No, my score if I was going on taste was 1.5. My score on the beer was a 3.75.
Oh, well then 3.75 is all right. Yeah, because I did enjoy this flavor. I just wouldn't search this one out.
So how does it compare to everybody to the one that we just tried? Obviously, your preference
that's
would
a
be
good
the first
conversation.
one.
For me, I think we kind of hit on it already a little bit just because,
Scores don't lie.
well, that and just the way we scored it. John, yeah, he likes the peaty, but even with a guy who loves that flavor profile in this beer, still didn't go above a 4.
I feel like you're a little bit disappointed in it. Is that true?
I was. Well, I don't know that I'm disappointed, but I was expecting something different than I think what I
Chances
got.
are.
If there was more chocolate and caramel coming through with the peat, I would have probably enjoyed
I
it.
toyed with the idea before, mostly because if someone says like, "Hey, I really like scotch and peaty things," I'd be like, "Well, then you have to try this beer."
Yeah.
But that's not still searching out for me. So
Well, even though, like, again, I'm not a big Scotch drinker, but if I am, this is the kind of Scotch I'm going to go for, and I just don't know how well it pairs with the stout beer. Like, I appreciate the consistency. I think it's well crafted. I think it's well done and executed. I just don't know for, like, flavor profile-wise and preference-wise that it even appeals to me, and that's the Scotch that I would drink. And stouts are my wheelhouse, so just the combination of them, it's unique, it's interesting, it's well done, it's good, but I don't know that I would really have a need to try this again.
Now, I don't want to speak for Tony, but I got from what he was saying, I got the feeling that he liked this one better than the Smooth.
I did like this one a little bit better than the Smooth.
I mean, I can respect if you do.
Yep. But it wasn't enough to give it a different score.
Right.
You know, if you put them, if you gave me one when we were out, and then you served me the next one, I don't know if I would 100% be able to differentiate both of them. Like a little bit more flavor, I thought on the last one with the Scotchy feel,
Yeah.
Scotchy.
but not as much as that first one.
Yeah, Ron Burgundy would love this.
Oh, yeah.
I would agree with that.
It's a beer Ron Burgundy would drink.
It's rich monogamy.
Endorsed by Rich Monogamy or Mahogany?
Mahogany.
Whatever.
I'm sure this might be a little different.
I'm sorry.
But no, that was... Alright, so John, are you wanting to do the... Okay.
We just had two 15%ers, and we got a review.
They were tiny
You
little
like
samples.
mead?
Do I like what?
Mead.
I don't know if I like meat or not.
So yeah, we're not
Okay.
gonna waste on Tony.
Damn.
If his answer was different, then we would have been.
Wow!
I mean,
If he's like,
I
I
just
don't
don't
know.
know.
If I, like mead.
I don't know if I do or not.
John, I know that he's sitting.
Damn it! All right.
Rinse him!
John,
Rinse him!
What happened?
Tony's slightly behind you, but I can just see the pain and it hurt in his eyes when you said that.
Oh boy.
She's a beautiful lady.
Well,
She's just...
I'm curious, especially now we've had other
should we leave you two
meats
alone?
from them to see what we think now.
Alright, so anyway, we are going to drink our second time ever having this one.
Yeah.
This is Superstition Meadery's Marion. blackberry, blueberry, raspberry mead at 13.5%. Yeah. This is all the honey and fruit goodness you could ever want.
Where's the nearest Taco Bell to your guys' location here? That's what I'm going to need to know.
Little samples for
That's what I'm going to need to know.
All right, this is an homage to one of the most classic characters in mead history. Marion is named for Maid Marian, the legendary love interest of Robin Hood. Marion is one of our all-time favorite at Superstition. It has won multiple awards over the years, including a gold medal at the Mazer Cup International in 2016. This craft beverage is an excellent expression of honey and berries. Pairs well with rich cheeses, charcuterie, and dark chocolate.
You have cheese?
Superstition Meadery, produced and bottled by Superstition Meadery at Prescott, Arizona. You should tell your wife to come down and get a sample.
She doesn't like blueberries.
Who doesn't like blueberries?
Stephanie.
His wife.
Tell your wife I don't like her anymore. That's not true, Steph, if you're randomly watching tonight.
So did you guys both grow up in Indy?
No.
I'm from Yorktown. In the Muncie area.
What's it like to be rich?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I grew up in the Wabash area. I've lived there since I was 8.
Okay.
So.
Trust me, I wish.
Wabash.
Good old Wabash.
Hey, Brett, you're watching. Don't you wish we were rich growing up?
Hey, Wonder, where are you from?
I'm from a small town in Ohio called Piqua.
Oh, yeah, you're from Ohio. Nobody cares.
Exactly.
Sorry. Are you an Ohio State fan?
I mean, you kind of have to be.
OH?
Fuck them.
I was born in Columbus, Ohio. My dad was in the Air Force. We moved around.
Are you an Ohio State fan, though?
I'm a Notre Dame fan.
Here's the thing about me.
All right, we're going to start you with a small sample in case you don't like it.
Big Notre Dame guy. A lot of my family loved IU. I can't really stand IU because their fans suck.
Yep.
I'm a Notre Dame Purdue guy, which I know is crazy.
That is weird because usually it's IU Notre Dame.
Flip jacket.
I'm Notre Dame.
Flip jacket.
Purdue
Yeah,
too,
flip
yeah.
jacket. But when I worked in radio, we had so many Purdue players on that were so well spoken that I learned to
appreciate them.
Yeah, and of course, you know
That is true.
You've been effed up at the Cactus like I have, so it is what it is.
That sounds like a great place.
Dude, you have no idea.
And Brett is confirming right side of the river, wrong income.
That's so accurate.
And Bunny says blueberries suck.
I'm going to save a little bit for whoever wants more.
Perfect. My very first Notre Dame memory is...
Are we marrying the can?
Yep. Kickoff return.
Although we messed up
It's
again.
been downhill ever since.
Yep.
So
we did it again.
Well, they had somebody that
Joe
worked clear
Theismann
the last
guy.
couple times.
My dad loved Joe Theismann because when Joe Theismann played for the Redskins, he would come to play the Bears. They would stay at this luxurious hotel in Gary that my grandma worked at. So my dad got to go and meet the Redskins and got to meet Joe Theismann.
Nice.
That smells great.
Now, Tyler and John, before you guys take a drink on this, we had this a while back.
A year ago.
This is, I believe, the first one we had from them.
It was.
Yep.
This is the one we got off of Untappd.
And I believe we underrated it at that point.
Well, we've experienced multiple more offerings from them between hither and thither. Do we think that you're going to have a higher or lower opinion of this?
First off,
before
this is an extra drink, and it's not technically sponsored by any craft beer, but whatever.
This is sponsored by John.
Yeah.
Mudhog.
All 4 of us are going to score this one.
Okay.
Just because Matt's also had it before. It's the second time around for us.
And in case Tony tanks it.
He might like it.
No, but so the big thing with this is we have had a lot of meads by them now. Based on my memory, I've had ones that I've liked better. But this is a fantastic beverage if my memory serves me right.
I feel like
This is really good.
I underrated it, and I feel like I'm going to probably... if I don't 5.0 this, I'll be real disappointed.
I will say on a tangent off of this, at Viking Fest there was one. I want to say it was like
What was Viking Fest?
Yeah, it was like Honey and Hive or something like that was the name of it. I don't know if Bunny and Carrie, if you guys can confirm on that or not, but
Where was it from?
It's actually in Indy somewhere. Well, Indiana somewhere. But they were serving it through another place locally that was like pouring it for them.
Because I reached out to a place called.
I know it was like there was a Hive and there was a in there.
Hive and Barrel?
Ah, that's the one.
They are not from Indy. They're from Kentucky.
Oh, I thought you said from Indy. Okay.
They do a lot of things in the Indy area, including they won medals at the state fair during the mead competitions there.
Okay. So maybe I kind of was too busy focusing on drinking.
Yeah.
But
So
they had a PB&J mead, and
I know you didn't ask.
I love it.
man, that was jumping the gun. They had the PB&J mead, and it actually like
Yeah, ask my ex.
they had one that had great flavoring. It had a peanut butter finish. Like it actually worked on
I
both
know.
flavors. And I was very impressed with it. And Chris Green can attest if we ever see him. Brett says, woo! OSM counts.
This is the best I've tasted tonight.
I very much enjoy it.
By a long shot.
I'm still happy with the way I've scored things in the Superstition Meadery world.
Yeah. Okay.
My last two that have been 5s, because I have given back-to-back 5s to them,
Yeah.
are still better than this one in my opinion. I also believe the variant to be better than this one.
I think this one is still better than the variant. I
liked the
I
variant
stand behind
a lot.
that.
I liked the variant a lot.
But I do think that we may have underscored it when we had it before, but between then and now, the other things that we've had to kind of educate our palates has brought us to an upper echelon of like, this is really good, but they have done other things I think still were more successful.
So, I'm not going to tell you guys what we scored it last time.
I looked it up, I know.
I know what I scored it last time.
And I saw his score too.
Yeah, my score was fantastic.
Oh, Bunny says that she did not get the PBJ mead there because they had an apple and they had a PBJ. She said that she really
You
liked
must have been
the
one that
apple
underscored
one.
it.
I think I did.
Because that's exactly the score I planned on giving it again. Which is still a...
So Tony gave it a 4.5.
I know.
4.5.
This thing is very jammy.
I like that though.
Yeah.
Very jammy. I don't think it's as smooth and blended as the others we've had.
I think it's a little sweeter. Like, not too sweet, but on the sweeter end of the spectrum.
I think even our... not the weird prickly pear one, which was... I gave a 5 and amazing.
It was weird.
But the other sweet one we had recently... I'm drawing a fucking blank.
Oh, no. Yeah, that one was... I think I can give that
I
a
think
5.
it was a little sweeter and a little better.
Okay.
I thought it was blended better. I thought the berries and the honey blended better. I think this one is so very much blueberry and raspberry to the fucking face
Yeah.
that you start almost losing a little bit of that honey, which to me makes a mead.
Right.
I still think it's unbelievably fantastic, and I'm still giving it a 4.5.
Okay.
I don't think anything changes for me.
We're going to Matt or are we going to me?
Matt, go ahead. We went ahead and started with Tony. Why not?
Okay.
I'll let you finish. This is the one you're excited about.
John loves finishing. I'll go ahead and take this as a...
no.
Oh, that was a poor thing to say after that, wasn't it? You alright,
Is that
Tyler?
what your tender says? You love to finish?
No, that's John. If John had one, that would have been his closer, but...
I am
Jesus.
the finisher. That is a nickname I have gotten
Yeah,
before.
see? Like I knew what I
I've
was
got the
doing, huh,
finisher.
buddy?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
That's a story for another day. I think 4.5 is a very appropriate score. This is very good. It's strongly seek it out. There's definitely reason to drink this more.
good, right?
It's well crafted. It's strong. It's everything the right way. But once like we said, the 4.5 and above is where you start nitpicking and you start comparing personal
I
biases.
don't quite get to 4.75 with it.
I don't quite get there. And I think some of the other offerings we had from them have been higher than this. So
Now-
4.5 strong, but just
Folks, that straight up tells you how unbelievable this meadery is.
It was really good.
It is ungodly good, and we're nitpicking,
Yeah.
and it's which we do with all of theirs now. We've gotten really nitpicky with their meads,
And it's still a 4.5.
and
Just
it's
because
still
we had a few now, so now we've got a
shit. We're at quite a few
baseline.
now.
Yeah, we are.
Also, Brett saying to circle back the the DDP match versus Goldberg.
Yeah.
That happened.
What the hell?
That was he says that was amazing. I'm like, we might have
I
to.
don't remember that one.
Yeah, I don't remember
There's
that
the one where he
either.
got tased. No, that was when he lost to Scott Hall.
Scott Hall's was a dick.
All right,
Yeah.
John, because we're drinking an important thing.
I like
So-
wrestling.
That's the proper way because it's
So-
a man's soap opera.
I started off. I was gonna go 5 on this. I think looking back last year,
I think you wanted to go 5.
I wanted to go 5 with this, and I'm not gonna go. I wanted to. It doesn't mean I'm disappointed, but it's very jammy. But I don't think this one's as balanced as my recollection of it last year was. I'm gonna push a little. Still go 4.75. I thought about the 4.5. I'll go 4.75.
Respect.
I think with that 4.5 for Bub, it literally becomes personal preference at that point, like we discussed.
Yeah.
Going 4.75.
4.5 average. It's fantastic. I'm glad we finally got something that got him above a 4.
Yes.
Hercules.
And I almost said no.
That was my favorite of the night. And then, honestly, though, the half and half.
So that was my next question.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that was perfect.
Beer of the
he
night.
does do shows, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's really good.
So he
I'm
is-
really good at being premature. Don't worry.
He's the only one who's actually been paid to do something like this. So.
It's
We're working on it. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I gotta go with the smooth. That was amazing. A 15% barrel age. You got that was just that was everything that I wanted it to be and more. I'm not gonna get it better by praise. It is so damn good.
Perfect.
So that Smooth was very good, and other than the Marion, it was my highest rated of the night. But I'm going to go surprising tonight for beer of the night, which is going to be that 50-50 Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Aged, the half. Yeah.
Yep.
I would drink those all day long. I would get in trouble.
It does its
Hell
job.
yeah, it does.
Obviously, I love the Marion. We already knew this. The Smooth was fantastic. I hate to fucking agree with you. No, I'm actually not. You want to know the one that surprised me the most? The one I can't fucking pronounce. That goddamn German motherfucker.
That one was solid.
I don't like smoked
interesting.
beers. And that was very smoked, but it wasn't peaty. That was the difference, which was nice.
Yeah.
But it was very smoked, and guess what? The balance of the flavor of the beer, the creaminess of that Doppelbock, mixed with the smoke, came out so well that even though I rated them the same, and honestly, the half and half's the one I'm going to drink more often.
Yeah.
Because, well, it goes down like fucking water.
Yep.
It goes only a half and half.
It's still that German beer is by far, I think, my beer of the night because it just the surprisingness. I didn't think it'd get above a 3 for me.
Brett is subjecting. Pearl was good though.
Pearl was fantastic. We the three of us have had it. Tony hadn't had it, but Pearl we talked about at the very beginning of the show. That was also a very tasty beverage. Still like citrine and topaz, maybe a little more.
I did.
I bounced back and forth both
Yeah.
times. Both times I've tried Pearl, I've kind of gone back and forth because I love the pineapple in Pearl,
The Pearl was good, but I think Citrine and Topaz was more balanced.
and it's so drinkable. Oh.
It's crushable, really. Like Big Pun. To bring it back around.
So the Two Beerded Guys scores are on the far right. But yeah, no. Do you have anything? Last thing before we close out?
I just obviously that the blueberry was just, like you said, just something you can get anywhere. Like that it didn't stick out for anybody. Obviously the Marion is great. We all agreed with that. I was a little bit disappointed with the Planetary shoes, to be honest with you. The can kind of sold me only because of the shoes. But if you look at the can, it didn't give you what you wanted. You didn't know what
You didn't get shoes.
And it was just, for lack of a better term, it was too much.
Brett
It
made
was
a
too
great
much of
comment.
different things.
Yeah, I agree.
And I just didn't do it for me as what I thought it might.
Tony, you touched his book.
Yeah, I let him.
He's very protective of that thing. Most people don't get to touch Tyler's book.
I let him, but do you notice where it's sitting now?
Yeah, way the fuck away from
Like,
him.
I let him touch it.
I've been vaccinated. I've been vaccinated.
Fuck you.
I'm
I let
vaccinated.
Go
It's
to random
fine.
page.
No,
There was a place where the book. There was a time period where the book was missing for like 3 episodes, and Tyler was half losing his shit.
Hey,
No,
well,
I'll do it for you.
Random
don't
page.
get any.
What's
Don't get
yours?
any. Don't get any.
Oh,
on
nope,
it.
that
Don't
ain't
get
gonna
any
work.
on it.
Oh, no, that's part of the beauty of the book.
The stains.
Whose tits are that?
One mustache girl
Ooh.
and pump and shot. We tend to write down random things during the show that we want to
That
That
remember.
are either
But
great.
we don't actually put down, like, why
There's
we
no
want to
context
remember it.
Well, no, I mean because they're hilarious. Is
Yeah.
why. But either usually it's a band name, an album name, or just some
beer
great
name.
sexual innuendo,
Or a beer
Like-
name.
or a beer name.
Yeah. So, but we don't actually put which one. I literally just write that down and I go, okay.
Tyler's like, I got told to write this down. I did my job.
So we'll randomly flip through this thing and see just some random shit.
Random shit. That's-
Dude, I was like taking a shower yesterday.
Wow.
Well, no, but
And
just-
That's
nope,
good.
Nope.
yeah, no. I mean,
Yeah, you were having a dream last night that you were
No.
blowing a 300.
Oh my
you woke
God.
up with a 299. You had 1 pin standing. Continue.
Wonder.
At least once a
get
week
it.
I take my
Don't-
shower. But no, I was like thinking, hey, we had the one that was like Ample Sample. I was like, that is still
Oh, yeah,
that is
that's
a
a
great
good one.
band
And
name.
you thought about that in the shower?
It's also a good beer name.
Yeah, and we had
And a
a
good brewery name.
we had an album to go with it too. Like it was whatever by Ample Sample. Like we doubled down. That was a good double down name on between an album and band name.
We had a lot of fun for that one.
Yeah,
This though, right here, was
He's
awesome.
so happy.
That was.
was
They
that
shipped to Indiana.
the jam?
Yeah, that's how we get all
Where
our
is this
meats
out
from
of?
them. Arizona.
Okay.
But you can go to
The
their website
shipping's
and it
not
will
over
ship
the
here.
top.
Okay.
Overall,
Great bottle, great
overall,
bottle.
the meats
great
aren't
bottle.
over the top. They do have some randomly that are just. Oh,
Yeah,
price.
you can buy a mead there from $30 to $200. It just really depends on how frisky you're
Technically, we've
feeling.
gotten one as low as what, 18?
Yeah.
You found one for 18
Sorry,
one time?
20 to 200.
Yeah. But
Depends on how frisky
it's definitely worth it.
you want to be.
Yeah, that was really good.
And we're out, which means I need to order some. Got you.
Does this sound right though?
You said you give me money for Tabor.
I am.
it has a very like.
That hasn't changed.
If I was with my old lady, like you would be wondering,
I mean, emphasis on
This
that.
would be a
Is this before or after MCL?
No, hey, those real small
After.
snifter glasses.
After MCL.
This is the old lady
She
snifter
would love it.
glass.
She would
drink.
love it. It's got a little wine. It's got a little like dark wine to it, but it's delicious.
And it's strong enough that she'll pass. I don't have to put up with her anymore. Like, yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, she's that old.
All right, guys, it's great having you on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys. Not touching that shit.
I'm TBG_ops guy.
Wait, you should not touch the shit when she passed out. Don't do that. Budog BQ.
Tony D.iamond on Twitter. Sorry for everything that happened for the last 2 hours.
Brett said, will the TBG DMR be posted tomorrow?
Look in the review.
Wonder is at
man,
I love
he is
old
better
ladies.
at-
6
Tomorrow or
we
the
are.
next day. I was like, did last week's not get posted?
No, last week got posted.
Okay, so yeah, tomorrow or Wednesday.
If you subscribe, it'll be posted. If you wait for me to post it on Facebook, it'll be like Thursday.
It's a good day. It's a
I
good
love you.
week. Thursday's a very underrated
Hey,
day.
behind the camera.
Oscar and Matt.
Thanks for listening, guys. Make sure you follow us on all social medias. Also, smash that like button. Subscribe to everything. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Make sure you follow us on TikTok. Make sure you're watching all our Two Beerded Guys Drunken Movie Reviews. And by watching, I mean listening.
Like us
You
on
can
Twitch.
find
so we
us-
can make
Except for
money.
the heavyweights one because it didn't get fucking recorded.
You can find them wherever podcasts are found. Legitimately, you can find us on Amazon, Spotify, Apple, all the
Google.
random ass shit. It's all there.
Do you know how important I feel because we're on those things?
I know, that's why I
I
said it.
have
Launch
zero.
has been canceled due to the lack of motivation.
But you
Deal with
can,
it.
you can find all of it. Also, do us a huge favor. Check out Books and Brews Muncie. Indie Craft Brew has been awesome to the show. And check them out so he keeps being awesome to the show. But last but not least, follow Beer Life Official, Beer Life Sports, and watch for our 1-minute beer reviews that are posted once to twice a week. And you will have a blast because we try to cram everything we say about a beer
We take this 2 hours and shove it into one.
into
minute.
1-minute reviews.
And Wonder knows what it's like to shove it.
And you you hear John and I talk. I talk really fast to give John the ability to do what he does.
And then he talks really slow.
And I'm sitting here literally
Well,
going,
Tyler.
I'm dying. Matt's in the background going 4, 5. And I'm like, fucking hurry up. He's like, oh yeah, Tyler, what's your score, motherfucker?
Voyeur can coming soon.
Oh no, Brett, if you watch those, you can also denote that Tyler has his trusty dusty handy dandy notebook
Notebook.
right in front of him the entire time.
Damn straight I do.
It's either a comfort thing or
And also make sure you
God, this is the
follow
longest
them.
5 minutes ever.
Hey, like our posts went from them.
Yeah.
Watch the whole 1
Yeah.
minute.
Watch the whole 1 minute and like the post.
Share it to your story on Instagram.
Please
and
do.
see us at Saber Lebanon.
Yeah, we'll see you at Saber Lebanon. I'm out of here. No show next week. Later.
Wow, that's the wrap up.